here is the deal, guys. I am 100% confident that you are able to make it on Upwork, regardless of whether you believe it or not. But I've worked here for over 18 months and I'm a professional product manager. I mentor people how to become freelancers on Upwork. So here is the roadmap of how this program will work. The first thing that we are going to do is the psychology of Upwork. Now, I know you've never heard about this before, but there is psychology. There is some amount of psychological knowledge that you need to know. There are things that you need to understand. Either you understand them and accept them or you don't, right? So if you want to make it on Upwork, you have to understand a few facts about Upwork. When you understand those facts, then you have to internalize them. Internalize them means accepting them. You preparing yourself, prepare your mindset for the work that is coming towards you. Because there will be, it's not like something that is easy, like I used to say in my videos. This is not like a quick win something. It only becomes easy when you start winning jobs. When you start getting those permanent clients that depend on you to run their business, that's the only time it becomes easy. And then money will start flowing into your account and you'll be so happy, you'll be so excited. You become the big one. I mean, in your family, everybody starts respecting you. But that respect does not come easily. You have to work for it. Wherever you are, whether you are black, you are white, you are whatever race you are, it doesn't matter. That's the naked fact. The only thing that prevents you from getting jobs on Upwork, it is you. The amount of work and the willingness to do what I'm going to teach you in the next 14 days. That's what's going to stop you. Once I provide those assignments, you go and do them, and then we progress on the next day, right? So I'm going to show you step by step. So on this particular program, the things that we'll be going to do is, first of all, create a very professional account, right? The right way. I'm going to walk you through step by step how to create your account and then optimize that account. How do you optimize your account properly, right? So I'm going to walk you through my own account, and everything that I'll be doing with my own account so that you see exactly. So optimizing your account involves a lot of other things like setting up your account as a professional so that you create value, you show value as well as trust to clients so that clients can trust you that you are someone who is serious, who is ready to actually work on the platform, right? So we're going to go into that details, right? The next thing is for you to set up your portfolio. How do you do it? You see everything step by step, how I do it, so that you also can follow that process. The next thing we are going to do is how to search for jobs. Now, you have to know how to search. I have never thought about how to search jobs. I only show you how you can see jobs on your feed. So I'm going to teach you how to search for jobs and how to identify lucrative jobs, spot them. The next thing is I'm going to talk about features on the platform. There are certain features that you need to understand how they operate. Because now, you can even get a job on Upwork. Sometimes it becomes difficult to request payments because you don't know how the platform works. You need to understand how Upwork is set up to work, to operate, to how to take advantage of the platform itself. All right. So those are topics that we are going to go into detail so that you understand. And then I'll show you how to engage clients, how to appear very professional and trustworthy as a person, regardless of whether you have experience or you don't have experience. So basically what I'm saying is I want to teach you everything you need to know from creating your account up to the level of going for an interview and winning that job. Even after you win the job, how you're supposed to conduct yourself so that you keep on flourishing on the platform, not just to win your first job, keeping yourself as a professional and keep updating yourself so that you don't run out of jobs. Now, remember, a freelancer, you can be laid off at any time. You don't need to allow that to happen to you. Thank you very much and see you on the next one.
So the first thing that we are going to talk about is we are going to define what is freelancing. All right, what is it like? Maybe we have some, I know some of you guys already know what it is. For new people, it is important that you understand what freelancing is. And then next, we are going to talk about the psychology of the platform. This might be something new to you, but I'm going to talk about what's the psychology of the client and also what is the psychology of a freelancer. How do we think about the platform? So I will be going into a little bit more details in those concepts. So what is freelancing, guys? Let's discuss this. It's important that you understand what is freelancing. So freelancing, for me, in my opinion, I'm not using an academic definition here. I'm using my own definition here. All right. Freelancing is a value exchange agreement between you and a client. All right. So you as a freelancer or someone who is working as a consultant, you can be a consultant. So you have a value that you're providing, and also you want to provide that value to a client. So you come to an agreement to exchange value. So the definition, why do I decide to define freelancing as a value exchange agreement or a value exchange mechanism? Why? Because if I am a freelancer, I have skills, right? I am skilled or I have expertise in a particular field, and I know and I'm confident that I will be able to provide those skill sets, or I want to provide my expertise to a client, and the client is willing to pay me for that expertise. Now, I did not say the client is paying me for the time. I said the client is going to pay me for my expertise. So this is why. So when you are working a 9-to-5 job, you are being paid. Sometimes you are paid for the time that you spent at work, right? So whether you are actually providing value or not, as long as you are going to work, you are following the rules, you will be paid for your time. Of course, there are some other 9-to-5 jobs that actually pays you for your expertise. But freelancing, on the other hand, you are being paid for your expertise. You are not paid for your time. You are paid for your expertise. Although for some of these platforms, you actually track your time, right? Like you actually track your hourly rate and whatnot. But you are being paid for your expertise. And the moment you stop providing that expertise, or the client realizes that the expertise that you are providing is no longer sufficient, or they are not satisfied with that expertise, they will terminate that agreement. Therefore, if you are providing expertise, it is in your own interest to make sure that you charge clients according to how you value your expertise. This is really important. That is why you are the one setting the rates. You are the one saying, pay me X amount of money, or pay me this amount of money for me to do this kind of work for you. So now, and also what you need to understand is you don't have to take a whole day or take a whole month to do something before you can be paid the equivalent of a whole month in a 9-to-5 job. So what do I mean? I can spend an hour to do a certain job for a client, and then the client can pay me $1,000. In a 9-to-5 job, I will have to have like maybe a number of years of experience, right? Maybe 5, 6, or even 10 years of experience before I can have a salary that is equivalent to $1,000 in my local currency, right? But as a freelancer, I can just do a 1-hour job or maybe 2 hours job, and then I'm paid that money. I am not paid that. So the client is not paying me for my time. The client is paying me for my expertise. That is something that is really, really important that you need to understand. And why is this important? Because if you understand that the client is paying you for your expertise, you will do two things. Number one, you will make sure that your skills are sharp, they are updated, and they are top notch. You are not going there as a mediocre or a novice. You are going there as an expert. That's one thing. Number two, you will charge the clients very well for your skills that you have. So as a freelancer, you are required. What you are selling is skills. So therefore, you are required to make sure those skills, they are top notch. They are the best in the market. And secondly, they are updated. Your skill sets are updated. Your expertise is updated. All right. So that is the definition of freelancing. So freelancing is a value exchange, and you have to always think about that and know that it has to stay in the back of your mind. You don't have to sit there and think that, oh, I can just, a client will just give you a job. No, the client does not have obligation to give you a job. You must be able to provide expertise that the client needs, and then they will pay for it. Now, let's talk about the psychology of the platform. I know most of you that are currently watching me, you might think that, okay, Jesse, let's go to the good thing. Let's start doing something, some practical. Yes, we are going to the good stuff, right? But sometimes this background information is very, very important to help you get started and to help you to become successful on the platform. Most of us, we just assume that we know these things. But when you get to the platform, you start struggling and you don't know why you are struggling. Because firstly, you don't even understand the way the platform operates, why the platform is built. All right. So to understand the psychology of the Upwork platform, there are three things you have to understand. The platform is built for three kinds of users. All right. Number one is the freelancer. So when Upwork was building the platform, they were thinking about you as a freelancer. And I know most of you that are watching this video, you want to go to Upwork and work there and make money for yourself. All right. You want to sell your expertise, your skills, and then you get an income for that. On the other hand, there is someone who goes to the platform, which is another user who is called the client. They go there to buy expertise. They go there to look for people that have skill sets that they need so that they can pay them for those skill sets. All right. And then the third user is Upwork themselves. They also manage the platform. They are also users on the platform. So these three types of users, the freelancer, the client, and Upwork, all the three of them have different interests. They have different things that they are looking for. Now, let's start with the client, because I will tell you, the client is the most important person on the platform. Because even if you go and you will not go and post your skill set or your expertise in any platform wherein there are no clients or there are no jobs. So the client is actually the kingmaker, so to speak, on the platform. They are in charge. They are the ones who are the most important type of users on the platform. So let's start with them. How does the client think about Upwork, or how do they think about this platform? Now, the first thing that the first concern that the client has is reliability. All right. So the clients, they are concerned about reliability. And what does reliability means for the clients in the mind of the client? Firstly, they are concerned for a new client on the platform. They are firstly concerned that whether the platform itself, Upwork, is reliable. Second, whether the people, they are reliable, whether the freelancers on the platform, whether they are reliable. Now, what does this mean? This is really important. You need to understand that that's one of the things that the clients are concerned about. And why should you know about this? Why should you care about the client psychology? Now, when you are writing proposals on the platform, if you understand the psychology of the client, you know exactly what to tell them so that you can stand out. That's why it is important you pay attention to what I'm going to explain. So the first thing is reliability. So the client is already concerned whether the platform itself is reliable. All right. So whether the platform is going to protect the clients, because they are going to spend money. Most of these clients that are coming to Upwork, these are clients that have startup businesses. If you understand what a startup business is, mostly startup businesses have limited cash. They don't have too much money. They are not like these big or large companies that have like a reserve of money, a reservoir of money, a bag of money to spend. But startups, they have limited cash, and mostly this cash is coming from the pockets of the clients. They don't have investors. They are actually taking their own money to invest. So imagine you taking your money to invest. One of the things that you will be worried about is reliability. Reliability of the platform. Now, Upwork is reliable, so it protects the client. It protects both the client and the freelancer, and all of us know that. So instantly, the moment the clients create an account, they are being told that you are protected by Upwork's terms and services. We have the hourly rate, which provides protection, so the client becomes confident that the platform is reliable. Now, the next concern that the client has is the freelancers on this platform reliable? All right. And the client does not have any way to measure it unless they interact with you. So now the client has to trust you before they can even reach out to you for the first time. They have to trust you. And this is where you as a freelancer need to know that the way you organize and optimize your profile, your digital presence on the platform has to be trustworthy. There are certain things that you need to do, and which we are going to talk about in the next couple of days. I'll keep emphasizing those things that will make you stand out. So for the clients to invite you or to look at your proposal and be happy to reach out to you, they must first of all trust that you are reliable. And trust me, guys, Upwork has created the platform in such a way that you as the freelancer can actually provide this information to the client, and the client can trust you instantly. For instance, feedback on the platform. When other clients provide feedback for you, that is one way that shows reliability and trust. Number two, testimonials is another way for you to show that you are trustworthy. Number three, the portfolio that you create. So creating a very strong and solid presence on the platform is very important in impacting the psychology of the client. So reliability. All right. Another part of the reliability aspect is how reliable are you as a person, as a professional on the platform? Do you respond promptly to messages? Do you deliver when you say you are going to deliver something? Are you professional enough? Do you have the expertise that you said you have? Are you competent? So what is the psychology there? The first thing that you have to know is Upwork is a very competitive platform. It is built for competition. That is how Upwork is making money, by keeping the competition intense. All right. Upwork is making money by keeping the competition intense. And two, you also have to know that the clients love the competition because it helps them. The competition helps them to find the best freelancers. So imagine you post a job if you are a client and you only have like two proposals or people that applied for that job. That is less competitive. You don't have varieties, right? But if you have more freelancers than the number of jobs that are available on the platform, what will happen is if you post a job, you will get like 100 proposals. So from those proposals, you will be able to find the right candidates for yourself. So you see, now Upwork is now creating features that are kind of generating income for them. So that first of all, to reduce the competition, to make sure to give some freelancers advantage, right? So if you know that the platform is built for competition, then you have to build a competitive mindset. You have to know that I am not coming here to be the least. I want to be the first. So if you want to be the first, what do? You have to optimize your skills. You have to optimize your digital presence. You want to be the best. You can practice to become the best person on the platform. So when you apply, you are applying with top-notch skilled people. However, your soft skills and your mentality should put you ahead of the competition. I am assuming that you are following what I'm saying. The first thing is, like I said, the first thing is the platform is built for competition. So that is out of the way. So if you understand that the platform is built for competition, then you don't have to feel discouraged because you are not getting jobs. The problem is not the platform or it's not the client. It is you. You have not prepared yourself for the competition. You have not packaged yourself for the competition. You have not optimized your mindset for competition. Number two, the psychology that you need to understand is that any platform on the globe or anything that you are doing where competition is high, what do you think will happen? There will be a high level of failure. The failure rate will be high. All right. So what do I mean by that? If you have 50 people applying for one job, one role, do you think the client will hire all 50 of them? No, the failure rate will be high. So you should not discourage because you send a few proposals and then you don't get a job. You should not feel discouraged about that. You should just know that you did not meet maybe the minimum requirements, or maybe you are not a match. In my mind, for me, for instance, if I don't get a job, it simply means that I was not a match for that job. It's not because I don't have the right skill sets. It's not because I am not good enough or I'm not competent. No, it just means that I'm not a match because there are so many variables, unknown variables to me, that the client is looking for, and I don't know them. I'm just giving out what I know and from what I've read on the job adverts. All right. So if I don't get the job, I don't feel discouraged. In fact, if I get an invite, I know I am one of the lucky ones, and I feel really proud of that. I take that as a win. I think that's the next point that I want to talk about. All right. So what I mean by this is, you not getting invites does not mean that you are not good. It does not mean that you are incompetent. It does not mean that others are better than you. It just means that you were not a match. But what do you need to do? What actions do you need to take? You need to keep optimizing. Do variations of your proposals. I have seen a lot of people copying the same proposal, sending it for different job sets. That is a mistake. You have to have variations of your proposals for different job types. All right. And also for each job type, you have to sit down, think about the job, read the job advert, and be prepared. Prepare a very solid proposal that you know that can stand out. You know that when the client reads your proposal, you can at least be a match. All right. And then the other thing is, the next point that the other psychological point that you have to deal with is, nobody owns a job on Upwork. It is only the client that owns the job. So the idea of you attaching yourself to a job is a big mistake. Guys, like, some of these things, these are facts, and I have to let them know. I'll have to let you know that you have to know this. Like, guys, I don't have any other way of saying it. I have made that mistake, and a lot more people are making that mistake. How do you get attached to a job? Now, some people, when they apply for a job or they see a job, maybe the job perfectly meets their, maybe the job is perfectly aligns with their expertise, experience, and whatnot, and they want the job, right? They attach themselves to the job. So they make as if the job is theirs. Like, they now see themselves as they are the ones that the clients should call for the interview, right? Then if this is your attitude towards Upwork, you will always get a lot of disappointment. You will always feel disappointed. You will always feel down. And that is not what I expect you to do as someone who wants to win on the platform. That is draining. You are draining your energy. If you keep doing this, it will drain your energy. It will drain your enthusiasm to do well on the platform. Here is how you should look at Upwork when you see a job. None of the jobs are not yours. All right. What you need to do is, when you apply for a job, just move on. Your duty as a freelancer is to apply for jobs. That is your duty. That's actually what you need to focus on, to apply for jobs. Your duty is not to attach yourself to a job. Your duty is to search and apply for a job. Keep applying on a daily basis. For me, my recommendation will be apply for at least 2 or 3 jobs every day. If you really have time, apply for 5 jobs every day. Now, you have to know that applying for a job will cost you money. I'm going to talk about that a little bit later. All right. But if you can apply for 5 jobs, that would be like the standard. Apply for 5 jobs each day. That's what you do. That is your focus. Your focus is to find the best next job and apply for it. Now, I'm not saying apply for every job that you see. I said apply for jobs that aligned with your expertise, that aligns with your experience, but apply for at least 5 jobs every day. Just keep doing it. All right. Now let me give you some experience here. When I started on Upwork, I was really lazy in the sense that I was not even applying for one job. Sometimes I applied just for one job or two in a week. So it took me like months before I started, before I got like my first job. The first jobs that I even got were those jobs where you are invited to do translation because you are living in a certain country. I don't call that jobs on Upwork. This is just a job that somebody gives you because they need you. You did not compete for that job. Nobody is competing for that job because they need you. They know that you are the only one that can do this job because you are staying in that particular locality or because of the country where you are coming from. All right. So those were the jobs that I was getting. And because I was not applying, when I apply for one job, I will sit there and wait until somebody is recruited for that job and then I applied for the next one. That's a mistake. In fact, that is a big mistake, guys. Your job as a new freelancer, as somebody starting on the platform, your job is to apply. That's the only job that you have. Look for jobs, look for new jobs, and then apply for that. Apply for them. All right. So now the next thing is the next psychological issue that most people face on Upwork is when they apply for few jobs, they feel that they have applied enough. No, they should no longer apply. I have sent 10 proposals. I have not gotten any invites. Maybe it's because I'm black. Maybe it's because I'm coming from Africa or I'm coming from Asia. Maybe it's just because I'm not, they are looking for this type of people. Maybe my English is not good. They start criticizing, discriminating themselves, putting themselves down. That is a mistake. And that is all in your mind. Basically, that's what I mean when I said sometimes you fail, you defeat yourself before even you start fighting. Upwork is a competitive platform. Let me repeat it again. So it's not meant for lazy people. It's not meant for people that are that have self-pity. You feel sorry for yourself. Do you know how many proposals that people send per day before they can get one invite? If you know, you will know that you are not doing anything. Let's just assume that you are sending like 5 proposals per week. You are not doing anything. You are just one of those lazy people on Upwork. Like I said, you should be sending something like 5 proposals per day. If you are sending something like 5 proposals, I am not saying you should send random proposals, send proposals all over the place. I want you to hear me right. You should search for the right jobs that aligns with your expertise and send proposals. If you can send 3, 4, 5 per day, do it as long as the jobs are available and you have connects. All right. So don't self-discriminate yourself. Don't defeat yourself before you even start fighting. All of the people, I have seen people there are a lot of people on the platform, guys. There are a lot of people that don't even know how to write proposals. They don't know how to do it. If only you can learn those skills, you can beat the competition. It's easy to beat the competition. Startups, they have limited cash, and mostly this cash is coming from the pockets of the clients. They don't have investors. They are actually taking their own money to invest. So imagine you taking your money to invest. One of the things that you will be worried about is reliability of the platform. Now, Upwork is reliable, so it protects the client. It protects both the client and the freelancer, and all of us know that. So instantly, the moment the clients create an account, they are being told that you are protected by Upwork's terms and services. We have the hourly rate, which provides protection, so the client becomes confident that the platform is reliable. Now, the next concern that the client has is the freelancers on this platform reliable? All right. And the client does not have any way to measure it unless they interact with you. So now the client has to trust you before they can even reach out to you for the first time. They have to trust you. And this is where you as a freelancer need to know that the way you organize and optimize your profile, your digital presence on the platform has to be trustworthy. There are certain things that you need to do, and which we are going to talk about in the next couple of days. I'll keep emphasizing those things that will make you stand out. So for the clients to invite you to look at your proposal and be happy to reach out to you, they must first of all trust that you are reliable. And trust me, guys, Upwork has created the platform in such a way that you as the freelancer can actually provide this information to the client, and the client can trust you instantly. For instance, feedback on the platform. When other clients provide feedback for you, that is one way that shows reliability and trust. Number two, testimonials is another way for you to show that you are trustworthy. Number three, the portfolio that you create. So creating a very strong and solid presence on the platform is very important in impacting the psychology of the client. So reliability. Another part of the reliability aspect is how reliable are you as a person, as a professional on the platform? Do you respond promptly to messages? Do you deliver when you say you are going to deliver something? Are you professional enough? Do you have the expertise that you said you have? Are you competent? So the client is thinking about all of these things. Yes, some parts you can provide some reliability and trust from the platform, but also your performance also contributes to that reliability. So if you don't know that every action that you take or how you interact with the client can actually destroy that reliability or the trust that the client has already developed for you, then that is a problem. That's why you see many people, they get jobs today and then tomorrow they are laid off. They don't even know why. They are surprised because the client cannot send you a message and the client waits for hours or maybe a day or two before you respond. All right. So that's one thing, reliability. Number two is the clients are concerned about whether the money that they will be spending on a freelancer, they are getting that value back. All right. And that speaks to your skill sets. Do freelancers have the skill sets that they say they have? All right. That is a concern that most clients have. In fact, let me tell you, most clients, some clients, not most, some clients, when they are recruiting on the platform, they recruit two people. And when they recruit two people, why? Why do they recruit two people? So they will test those two people for a couple of days and see which one performs best. And then they will select that one and drop the other person. This has happened before, even with me. And also I have seen it. It has happened with another freelancer that I know, and they had to drop the freelancer because the client has decided to go with another freelancer. So do you see that? So don't think that the clients, they don't know what they are doing or they just have like too much money to spend. No, they are concerned about the money that they are spending, and they want to make sure that the skill set that you said you have, you can deliver. So what does this mean in terms of you proving that you have that skill set? Number one, it's not just about being technical in your expertise or delivering your expertise. How do you deliver it? Because here, the clients will not micromanage you. As a freelancer, you are an expert, right? You have expertise that you want to deliver. So once the clients gives you a job, it is your responsibility to set expectations. You have to set clear expectations. How do you want to work with the client? You have to set those expectations. Be clear about that upfront. So, for instance, let me give you an example. Say a client has hired me for the first time. I will let them know that, okay, I'll be meeting with the client. I'll let the client know that, okay, I'll be meeting with you maybe twice a week. All right. We are going to meet on Mondays to set the expectations for the week or set the goals for the week. And then on Friday, I'll provide you a report of what I have done. Right. And second, Next, I would also provide a plan, like a delivery plan for their projects. If a client gives me a project, okay, I'm going to deliver X, Y, and Z from this time to this time, and then I'm going to deliver the rest on this time. So I give them like a plan, a solid plan. Now, once I do those two things, I will make sure that whenever I want to meet with the clients, I'm going to that plan because I've already created that plan and I'm following that plan. Then I will also let the client know that if they have any concerns or maybe they have any thoughts about what my work or whatever I'm doing, let them come to me. Let them don't hesitate to come to me. So I'll set those expectations clear and upfront. All right. Now, what does this do for you? Now, the clients, first of all, they will trust you. Number two, they will know that you are not a mediocre. You are an expert because you know what you're doing. Second, you are not there to waste their money. You are there to deliver. So if the client approves your delivery plan and then you keep on to that time, when you say you are going to meet or give an update, you don't wait the client until they reach out to you, then that will set you apart from the other people. Now, imagine two freelancers. You hire two freelancers. The first one comes and then you give them the same project. Let's say you give them the same project, right? Freelancer A decides to go to work straight away. They start working, right? And they are really good. They start doing whatever the work they are doing, and then on whenever you want reports from them, you ask them, and then they provide a report. Maybe it will take a day or two before they respond to you. And then you have the other freelancer who did exactly what I said. They engage you as a client and then set all these expectations. In your mind, be honest, which of these freelancers would you trust most? Which of these freelancers will you think that they will give you the best results? I think you will take freelancer B because freelancer B has given you an expectation. They have a plan. They are not just doing things. You don't have to go to them to give you an update. They give you an update when on the agreed time, right? So this is really important, guys. I'm trying to give you a scenario here so that you understand. This is how the client thinks about the platform, and this is the psychology of the client. One thing also that I want to say is most people spend a lot of time thinking about whether they should start creating their account or not. Now, the moment you watch this video, if you have watched up to this level, one of the things that I will say to you is don't waste time. Go and create your account immediately. And I'm going to show you in day 2 how to create your account. All right. But today I just want to walk you through how the platform looks. But it is important that you don't delay, don't waste time. Go straight and create your account so that you start the journey. Starting the journey is more important than studying you keep studying without you doing anything. Take action. So as we go on a daily basis, do the things that I'm going to show you. And at the end of this video, I'm going to give you some assignments, some things that you need to do today so that when we go to day 2, you are progressing, you are making progress. All right. So here is the Upwork platform. So as you can see, you have your sign up button there, and you can see that the website looks really clean and professionally done. This is a very big website. You should take a look around, man. You should come look around, see, read through. I will encourage you to do that because this is really, really important. All right. As you can see, there is also like a chart there. Very interesting charts icon there. All right. So the important thing is that you need to note. If you come to this side, you will see the search. There is a search bar, and you have this drop down that says talents, or you can click down whether you are looking for a project or you are looking for jobs, right? Talents means that you are looking hire professionals and agencies. Very explanatory. It's simple. And buy ready to start services. So sometimes you have to. There is a way for you to create projects. Let's say you have expertise in a particular field, you can create projects and sell those projects. So clients can just buy those projects, and then you can see jobs. All right. So if you are a freelancer, this is the tab that you want. You just need to click and then it changes. If you are looking for projects, you can also search for specific project there. So let's say here, you can just click and then search for a job. But most importantly, what you need to understand is the Upwork has organized all of the services or the specialties or the things that you can do on the platform or the services that you can provide on the platform in very unique and professional categories. So the first category there is this IT, this development. All right. So this refers to like software development, IT services. If you click on it, you will see that you have this window that now talks about development and IT experts to scale your organization. So let's say you are looking for talent. So remember, I am looking for what is selected here is talent. So that's what the website is showing. All right. If I change that to something else, then it will show something else. All right. So here you are looking for developer, hire independent professional to shorten your development cycles. And indeed, so you can see now Upwork is recommended trusted remote development and IT experts. So now Upwork is recommending by categories Java developers. You see, these are a group of developers that are doing well. PHP developers, you can see that. All right. So everything is organized in a well-structured manner. Then you can say AI services. So now since we have the era of AI, so if you click there, you can also see different services that are being provided right here. Popular AI services that are available on the platform. Get advice and tips from an expert, build a custom chatbot, and so on. All of these experts are available. You can also see, explore what's possible with a consultation. So you can see here, you can book like consultancy. So you can provide this service as well. If let's say you are an expert in you have some expertise in consulting, or maybe you have some expertise in terms of AI, you can provide consultation. Somebody can pay you $100 for 30 minutes or $200 for 1 hour, something like that. You can provide that consultation, that service. You can create that as a project or as a package and then sell it to people. So these are consultants that people can hire to talk about AI projects. And also these are freelancers that somebody can hire if you want. So you can see some of these guys, you can take a deeper look into them. So I just want to show you that these are all categories that exist here. So you have different type of services that you can provide. So let's say you are in marketing, you can also take a look. If you are just somebody who is just getting started, maybe you don't have any professional background, but maybe you have worked as an admin assistant, or you can organize calendars, you know how to answer emails, you just know how to do support people like CEOs and whatnot. You can also go into the admin and customer support areas and see what is available there and see which expertise that are available there, like virtual assistant. Who is a virtual assistant, right? Like try to find out. You can Google it and find out who are these people, data entry specialists, project managers, and so on. So you can see all of these as skill sets or expertise that are available on the platform that you can take a look at. All right. Then you even have more here, like writing and translation. So it's also a category here. You have finance and accounting, engineering and architecture, HR, and legal. So if you're a lawyer, and you can also provide legal advice for people. All right. Then apart from that, let's go now to the top there. You have these tabs that we have there, like find talent. All right. So I just want to zoom some of these things. So if you click on this tab now, if I leave that, if I click away, so each of these tabs, they have this drop down. So when you come there, you can see find talent. This is for, say you are a client and you want to look for talent. You can easily post a job and hire a professional. All right. Or you can browse and buy projects. You can get advice from an industry expert. This is where the consultation comes in. All right. I've explained this. So find work, ways to earn. So how do you earn on Upwork? So this is for freelancers. So you have to find a job, right? So ways to earn, learn why Upwork has the right opportunities for you, find work for your skills, explore the kind of work available in your field. So you can see that things are well structured here. Why Upwork? So why do you choose Upwork? Why you should choose Upwork? Maybe let me put it that way. Why should you choose Upwork? It's very important, right? You can read success stories, discover teams, right? And how to hire, how to find work, reviews, and so on. And then you have enterprise clients. So enterprise clients, these are big clients. Like say, for instance, they sometimes they spend up to millions of dollars on the platform, so they can become enterprise clients. So if you are an enterprise client, you can click, and then they can. So basically, Upwork sometimes recommend they hire on behalf of this enterprise client. Like the enterprise client consult Upwork to hire for them, right, on their behalf, something like that. So basically, this is like the walkthrough of this platform. So I would say take a look. It's very important that you understand how the platform works, how it is structured, and it can help you to be confident about how to navigate the platform, right? So just take your time, just go through everything, to take a read, and then it will help you. Yes, so guys, this is where I am going to stop this introductory video, but here is your assignment for day one. Now, I want you to go through the video again, just listen to it, take a notebook, and note down the psychological things that I talked about, right? The key points that I mentioned about your psychology, like the way you think, your mindset as a freelancer, how you should approach the platform, right? Like the key learning points. I want you to note those down. Then the second thing you need to do is to come to the platform, actually navigate it. If you already have an account, all you need to do is to go to that account, navigate the platform, search for different things, try to explore, and also read the terms and conditions of Upwork. It's very important. I want you to do that particular part. Read the terms and conditions of Upwork. How do Upwork give badges? What are the criteria for you to get each badge? How do Upwork protect you from fraud or scammers on the platform? These are things that you need to understand, all right, as a freelancer. So I want you to go spend time, know how Upwork is protecting you, how Upwork issues badges, and then understand the terms and conditions of Upwork. I'm not saying you should read everything. I'm saying have an overview of these things so that you understand the way Upwork operates. And then the third thing that I want you to do, I want you to study and understand 5 features that Upwork provides, right? Number 1 is availability badge. Number 2, I want you to learn about how to boost your proposal so that you can be on top of the list of the client. All right. Number 3, I want you to learn how to search for jobs on the platform. And number 4, I want you to learn about how do you negotiate your rates. Okay. What are the type of rates that Upwork has, like fixed rates versus hourly rates? All right. And then number 5, the Upwork desktop app. I want you to just read about it a little bit, discover it on the platform, and then read about it. Thank you very much. And then see you on the next one.
Freelancing is the only reliable way of making money online wherein you are not required to spend money upfront. Now, I want you to listen to me very well. I did not say freelancing is the only way. I said it is the only reliable way of making money online wherein you are not required to spend any money online to do it. There are many platforms online wherein you can go and sell your skills. The only thing you are required of when it comes to freelancing is for you to have a skill that people will need, a skill that people will be willing to pay money for you to work for them. That's the only thing that is required of you. So if you have any skill, and when I'm talking of skills, I'm not talking about you having like some kind of expert level skills. You can just have a simple skill as knowing how to answer an email, organize a calendar, and responding to customers. Things like that. Even data entry on Excel sheets. That is a skill if you have it. Even typing, if you are someone who has like high speed, you can type very fast. You know how to type without looking at your keyboard. That can also be a skill that you can sell to clients. People will pay you money. Now, my point is this. Freelancing is the only thing that you can do online wherein you don't need to spend any upfront cost. You just need to go to a platform and sign up. My name is Jessica Mara. I am a full-time Upwork freelancer. Very specific. I am an Upwork freelancer. This is day 2 of the mentorship program. Now, what are we going to do today, which is day 2? So in day 2 today, we are going to look at how to set yourself up for success. In day 1, we talked about, like, we gave an overview of what is freelancing and what the Upwork platform looks like. What are the things that you need to consider, the psychology of the platform, right? Today, we are going to look at how do you really set yourself up to become successful on Upwork? Now, I'm very specific. I don't teach different things, or I don't teach different platforms. I only teach people on how to become a freelancer on Upwork. However, some of the things that we are talking about here, you can use them for different other platforms like People Per Hour, freelancing, I think it's freelance.com, and there are other platforms, even Fiverr. You can apply some of those skills to those platforms. That's fine. But what I'm teaching is Upwork, because that's where I'm working, and that's where I have like a wealth of experience in, and some of those things can also be applied in other platforms. All right. So today we are going to look at three things. Number one is, how do you select a niche? Number two is your account on Upwork. How do you set it up for success? And number three is portfolio. So we're going to look at how do you set up a winning portfolio. All right. So let's start with number one. Now, most people, when it comes to freelance, they want to do everything, and that is a mistake. You don't go into any platform and you think that you can do everything. Nobody knows how to do everything. All right. You only need to focus on a few things, and that's where this video comes in, because I want to tell you how to select a niche. So, how do you choose a niche? So, the first thing that you have to do is to look at yourself. You have to be very, very honest with yourself. That is, you look at yourself and say, okay, Jesse, you want to start as a freelancer. What kind of skill set do you have? So there are various ways, there are various approaches that you can take. So the first approach is for you to list the tools that you know how to use. All right. So it can be that your skill sets are tool based. That is, you have skill sets that are tied around tools. What do I mean by this? Say, for instance, you are somebody who is an expert in Excel. So your skill set is based on the Excel application, or maybe Google Drive or Google Sheets. So your expertise are based around that tool. If your skill is tied down to Canva, then you can list Canva as one of those tools that you know how to use. So you can list all of the tools that you really know how to use, that you are convinced that if I am given a task related to this particular tool, I can use it and I'm convenient. So let's take another example. Say you are somebody who can use Instagram. You can use TikTok very well. You know how to use LinkedIn. Maybe you know how to use Facebook. You are really an expert in this area, but you don't know it. And the funny thing is, most people are experts in certain areas. They don't even know. They don't appreciate their expertise in those tools. They tend to play it down. They think that, this skill is not important. My friends, let me come closer. Every skill that you have, everything that you know how to do, if you can do it for someone, if somebody is spending time, energy, and effort to do it, that is a monetizable skill. It is a skill that you can monetize. As long as somebody is spending time to do it. Most people don't have time to set up their Facebook account. Most people don't have time to set up their Facebook page, their LinkedIn page, or Instagram or X. They don't have time. So they need people to do it. So you have to list those tools that you have expertise in. That is the first approach. The second approach is for you to list your skill sets. So maybe you know the definition of skill sets. So basically, let's say for me, as an example, I'll just use myself as an example. Maybe I am I'm a product manager, right? Like my profession is product management. So I know how to collect, not just collect requirements, but elicitation. I do understand the psychology, the methods, the way of getting requirements from a user, even when they did not say so. Even the things that they are not saying, I know exactly how to collect that information. I have that expertise. I've done it for many years, so I know how to do it. All right. So that is a skill. Requirement elicitation is different from requirement gathering. So that's a skill that I have because I've done it. I have the experience. I've done it multiple times. Another thing that I know how to do is to transform ordinary requirements or a list of requirements into product requirements that have acceptance criteria. That is another skill that I have. So if you look at this set of skills, I will list multiple sets of skills within the product management domain. All right. So you can do the same thing. So let's take another example. Say data entry. Say, for instance, I know how to type. So I can type X amount of words in Y amount of time. So that's a skill that I have. And also I can enter data in Excel sheets. I know how to manipulate data. I know how to create graphs on Excel sheets. So I list all of those things that I know how to do. If you can do that, you can look at yourself. You look at what you can do, including things like using your phone to do posts, to send posts, respond to posts, responding to comments, and all of those things that are in between. That is one method. That is another method. That's the second method. So you can list all of the things that you are capable of doing. Now, you have to be very careful here. I am not saying you should list things that you know how to do. I said list things that you know you are able to do. All right? You should be very specific here. Things that you have done before and you know that you are able to do it. So that's the first step. Once you list your skill set, you have to group them under which category they belong. So what I mean by category is which industry or which domain does these skills belong to. So let's say, for instance, if you know how to manipulate data on Excel, you know how to create and analyze data on it. It's basically within the Excel expertise. So like an Excel specialist, or maybe a data entry specialist, or data management, or data analytics. Right? It depends on how you want to tie down that title, or how do you want to name it. But mostly, one of the things that you can do, you can go to Upwork and see other people's profile, type Excel, and see how people actually list, how they title the headlines that they give themselves, right? That have this similar skill set. So it can be like data specialist in Excel, or Excel specialist, something like that. Then for the example of product management, you can simply say product management professional, product management specialist, something like that. So you can put them under specific domains. So you list. So for the other example that I was talking about, where you create a Facebook page, you create a LinkedIn account, and so on and so forth, you can put it on social media management or social media specialist, right? So you can categorize your skills under those domains. So you put them under each domain. All right. So once you do that, the next step is for you to look at social media specialist, Excel specialist, or product management specialist. You look at what is my level of knowledge. That is the next step, is for you to assess yourself. And you have to be honest, guys. If you go and say you are an expert in this area, it means you can compete with the top-notch group. Know that you are not the only one. Like I said in day one, we talked that you have to know that the platform is competitive. So if the platform is competitive, it means there are other experts in that same field that you will be competing with. So you have to be honest with yourself. So you have 3 levels. You have entry level, you have intermediates, and then you have expert levels. All right. So now you have to be honest with yourself and say, okay, this particular domain, I have entry level knowledge, which means, for instance, I can enter data into an Excel sheet, but my knowledge in terms of doing visualization is basic, right? So I would say this is entry level. So somebody can hire me to do data entry. So I can take data from a particular document, enter it on an Excel sheet, but I cannot do things like micro and other advanced formulas on Excel, right? But I would say if I can do visualization properly and I can manipulate data, actually make it meaningful, filter data, do all of those advanced functionalities on Excel, I can say I have intermediate skills. However, another level would be advanced or expert level, wherein I can use micro, I can actually write code to manipulate Excel. I can turn Excel into a database that performs certain functionality. If you enter certain data, it will give you certain results. If I can do that kind of level of manipulation and advanced programming of Excel, then I am an expert in Excel. So do you see how I have placed the different categories? So that's how you have to categorize your skills. So entry level, intermediate, and expert level. So if you say you are an expert, you don't need hand holding. That's what they call it. They don't need to hold your hand to perform certain tasks. So when they say, if you say you're an expert, it means you can hit the road running. You can hit the ground running once you are hired. You know what to do. You are there to educate and guide the clients on what to do because the client has hired an expert. if you are an entry level, the client understands that you need some amount of guidance, you need some hand holding. Do you see why it is important? So when the clients are requiring, even when they are posting jobs, they will put the requirement there, whether it is an entry level, intermediate, or expert that they are looking for, so you can apply to the appropriate level. That is the importance. So in summary, when it comes to identifying your niche, you need to know the skill set that you have, and you need to know the level at which you are as a person when it comes to that skill set. The next step on researching on identifying your niche is looking for high demand categories. So let's say I have a skill set that is not of high demand. Let's say, for instance, I don't know which skill set is not of high. I don't want to give a skill set out there that's not of high demand. Anyway, so let's say you have a particular skill set, or you are in a particular category that is not of high demand. And how do you even know? Because that's the first question. How do you know that this skill set that I have is of high demand? Is to go to Upwork. That's the simplest thing I can say. When you go to Upwork, yes, in day one we talk about it, how to select jobs. So when you select jobs, then you search for data entry. When you search for data entry, what will happen is that you will see all the list of data entry jobs. You can even go advanced and actually filter for data entry jobs. Then you see all the list of data entry jobs. Now, what should come to your mind is you should be able to see the number of jobs that are being posted on a daily basis. How many jobs are available on Upwork that are data entry jobs? And now, by the way, just to let you know that jobs on Upwork do expire. So when a job expires, Upwork removes it. So whatever you are going to see is something that is somebody is still looking out for, or maybe the job has not been hired for yet, or somebody still wants to hire for that job. So that's why you are seeing that job. So when you search, you will see the search volume for that particular job. So if you see that search volume, then that can tell you it's also a high demand, right? So this is really important. Analyze the competitors. That's another thing. You have to analyze the competitor. How many people are looking for, how many freelancers do we have that are data entry clerks, right? So that also can tell you that basically this area is also of high demand. So the next thing that we have here on day 2 is creating your account. I am going to mention some key things that I really want you to pay attention to. Number 1 is your photo. So for every profile on Upwork, there is a picture. In fact, Upwork does not allow you to submit your account creation. They don't allow you to submit your profile or submit your account if you don't have a professional photo. All right. So sometimes they just allow you. Some people just take any picture and put it there. Maybe they were in a party or something, they were doing something, and then they just take a picture and just attach it there. That is a mistake. Upwork is a professional place. If I am looking for a freelancer, I want to know that this freelancer is a professional, is somebody who is an expert. Like I said, you are coming there to give your expertise. So you are considered to be an expert, and you need to conduct and behave yourself and even appear as an expert. You cannot just take any picture. So what are the things that you have to look for? First of all, your face has to show. You have to show your personality. Your face has, the client has to see your face, and you need to have that smile, proper smile. You look professional. If you can have a coat, or you can have whatever you have, but make sure your face shows. You look very professional. You have that smiley face. Let your personality comes out in that photo, because people can get attached to people just because they see the way they see you. They can interpret you by the way they see you. So you have to appear very well. So don't also put a picture where you are very far. Bring yourself close so that you can see your face properly. That is one thing. The other thing is of course, I've talked about what you putting on. Put on something that makes sense. The next thing under creating your account that I really want to emphasize is the headline. How you create your headline. How do you create the headline for your Upwork account? So what do I mean? So when you look at my account, I put like product manager, project manager, and agile team lead. So basically, I put an headline that stands out and also that has keywords. So when a client is searching for agile team lead, or they are searching for a product manager, or they are searching for a project manager, I will be shown. I'll pop up, right? So this is really important. Make sure your headline, the way you write your headline, makes sense. All right. So you can say things like, for instance, I am a data entry specialist, right? Don't just write anything that you feel to write. You have to write something that is professional. And one way you can learn is to look for profiles on the platform for other people that are within your same domain, within the domain that you want to come in as a freelancer. Look at the way they've written. Don't just look for any other people. Look for people that are doing well on the platform, that are making money on the platform. How have they written their headline? There is nothing wrong for you to create a method on how to create that's your headline so that you stand out. That's another thing that I wanted to mention when it comes to creating your account. The other thing is to create a compelling bio. This one also, I have created a video where I explained how to write your write-up, basically your profile, where you have this long write-up. I'm going to show you soon. I'm going to the computer and I'll show you some of these things that I'm talking about, but I just wanted to explain it. Next is your portfolio. Now, how do you build a portfolio? I am not going to create a portfolio for you because I don't know exactly which niche or which area or domain you are in. So the best thing I can do is to share with you strategies and also share some basic examples that you can pick from. If you are truly a learner, you can pick from those examples and go and improve yourself and set up a portfolio for yourself. So I've said it like countless times in my videos, but people still complain that, oh, can you make a video to explain how to create a portfolio? How do I create a portfolio? And all of that things. So some of these things, sometimes I feel discouraged a bit because I am expecting you guys to analyze my videos, not just watch these videos. These videos that I'm sending out there, they are gems. These are gold mines, guys. I'm giving you everything that I know, because I don't want to deceive you. I don't want to make a fancy video telling you all sort of things. At the end of the day, I have not things that I've never practiced. What I'm telling you is things that I've practiced and they have worked. That's why I'm giving you all of these facts. So here is what you need to do. If you are someone who is coming from 9 to 5, or maybe you've been working, one way you can strengthen your portfolio is to come with those projects, all right, that you've worked for. So you are not limited. There are 3 options. You have the gallery, the classic, and there is another option, which is the case study approach. So for me, I normally use the case study. And what does the case study means? So for a project, if I've worked on a project before, you are expected to indicate the goals of the project. What is the goal of that project that you are working on? So let's say I normally take the Excel sheets example because it's something that most people understand, right? Let's say I am given data, all right? Maybe the goal is for me to analyze the data and present it in a visual and produce a visual presentation of that data so that decision makers can easily get understand the data and be able to make informed decisions. This is just a goal. Don't quote me on that goal. This is just a goal that I came up with. It does not make much sense. But the idea is that you have to state a goal of the project, right? Second, what is the solution? What solution did you take, right? What did you do, right? How did you approach to solve? Now you have a goal. How did you approach the problem? You are solving that problem because the goal basically is like the problem. So how did you approach it? You can provide now the solution that this is what I did. First, I cleaned the data, which is identifying gaps on the data, filling those gaps, doing all of sort of things. So for data analysts, they know all of these processes. I move the data on my Google Sheets. Then I do the manipulation, create these graphs and all of the things. Then I did a presentation. Then I create a dashboard. Then you can show, as you can see, now you can reference that dashboard. Say you can now see the dashboard as a screenshot, which I created. So the executive chairman, or maybe the CEO of the company, or maybe the director or the managers, we are using this. Once I created this dashboard, I created a link, a shareable link, wherein they are able to access. You explain. That's what it means. So you explain. So now the next thing that is really important that you need to put on that description is your role. What role did you play? Were you the project manager? Were you the one who managed the project from scratch to finish? Or were you reporting to someone? What was your role? So some projects you have to put your role, because there are many people working on the project, and your role has to explain what exactly you did. That's the point of the portfolio. You have to explain what you did on the project. So you have to give the goal of the project, or what the project is about, and then what was the solution, and then you have to explain what was your role. Now, it doesn't have to be a long essay. You just need to explain enough and provide pictures. Pictures can speak louder than voice. Now, for the next categories of people, this is for people that, this is just an example, a general example. But if you are coming from a 9 to 5, you've gotten like a lot of experience, you can just bring those projects and explain them. If you are new and you have never worked on anything before, maybe you are just coming from the university, you don't have much experience. Now, the next thing that you need to do is to manufacture a project. Maybe let me put it that way. You have to come up with a project. Either you come up with a project or volunteer to someone that, please, I have this, I am a data entry expert. Can you please give me a project so that I can work on it? I can use that project as my portfolio. Or you can go and research, create a project for yourself, do all the descriptions, say, need to create a chart to do X, Y, and Z. You can Google this on just one line on Google can give you examples of Excel projects or projects in different domains. You create the project, then work on it from start to finish. Do exactly. Now you can take screenshots of the results and then use those screenshots and put them on there as your proof that you know how to manipulate data. Now, it is not easy. This example of Excel is much more easier. But in a case wherein if you are a product manager like myself, you have to build a product from scratch. Maybe you need to show requirements. You can still create a project for yourself. All right. If you can't do it, then this is where volunteering comes in. And I've talked about volunteering. There are strategies that you need to consider. So that's what I'm saying. You guys need to analyze my videos. It's not just, I don't just want you to just watch the video. I want you to analyze it, dissect it, try to understand some of the things that I'm explaining. Like I used to say, I am not a native English speaker. So therefore, some ideas that I want to relate to you, I struggle to explain them. But I explain one thing over and over. That's why you see me explaining sometimes I explain one thing over and over because I want you to understand it. Because this is a mentorship. This is not like a professional video wherein I try to make like these high-end videos. I don't believe in these high-end videos that have all of these. I'm not saying it's bad to do those things, right? There are people that are really spending time and effort to do high-end videos and they are providing content, quality content. But what I'm doing here is something rough, something that just helps you to understand the details that I'm trying to pass on to you. And then you can go and do the hard work of putting those pieces together so you understand what it is that you need to do to be successful. So guys, I really want to encourage you. Don't just sit there and think that, okay, Jesse is going to give me everything. I'm going to explain to you the things that you need to do, but you need to dissect the videos. So if you have to watch this video 2 or 3 times, do it so that you can learn the basics. All right. Don't come back and ask me, oh, how to create a portfolio. No, you can do it. I've explained this multiple times. So if you don't understand this, come back and watch this video and watch the previous videos that I've created.
So now we are here on Upwork. So if you are looking to select your niche, one way you can do it, the simplest way for you to start is for you to come here and look at these different categories. This is really helpful to kind of identify the niche where you belong or the things that you can do as a freelancer, guys. So let me click on development and IT. This is a big category. It's a giant category on IT. So here you can see there are different trusted remote development and IT experts. Now you can see under the development and IT category, you can see different sets of freelancers. You can see Java developers, PHP developers. These are subcategories of that big category, which is the development and IT. So you can see infrastructure engineer, SQL engineer, data scientist. So you have multiple categories. So you can see more skills here. If you want to see more skills, you can see development and IT category. So let me just zoom in there. All right. So we have development. We are still under development and IT rules. All right. Data analysts. You can see here data analyst rules. You can see cross-functional rules, .NET developers, Android developers, and so on. So you see the different areas that Upwork has already listed for you. So development and IT projects, right? AI and machine learning. So you see the different categories. So you have to, first of all, come here and do your research. All right? Come here and do your research to find out exactly which category you need to work on. All right? So let's go to AI services as another category, because this is also like a big category now. AI is a big area that people are going into. So if you are trying to start your IT career, or maybe
software development career, AI is a big area that I think should be very interesting for you to jump into. So here you can see, you can get advice from consultants, but you can see different people that have different skill sets, for instance, AI consultant and so on. So let's see freelancers, hire the right freelancers. This is a chatbot developer. This can tell you, see the title, this is the headline. It's a chatbot developer, AI content creator, AI model developer. So you see different people. You can also look at different talents in this area. So now you can see the different talent. Now look at what happens. When I clicked, what did I do? I clicked on the see all talents, right? So here you can see the different talents that are here. You can filter. You can filter by top rated plus rising talent. So you can see which one. But also you can go to see the jobs that are available in this area. Do you see? You can actually go and see the jobs. You can even come here and select a category, which category you want to go into. All right. So you can see there are so many things that you can do to search, because you have to do your research to see which categories have high demand. Now, when you look at jobs for AI, you will see the top categories here. You can select, let's say you want to see top rated plus people. So you can see data entry, B2B lead generation. So this is like mixed up, really. It's not like focusing on AI alone, but you can see all of these things. But now I have selected one filter. Now let's look at jobs. All right. Now when you look at jobs, you see entry jobs. You have, this is about 17,000 jobs. If you can see there, they have entry jobs which are 17,500. You have about 70,000 jobs that are 70,000 jobs that are over 70,000 jobs that are intermediate. Expert, you have 47,000. So you can see there are so many jobs, guys. So many jobs. There are so many jobs. So we are going into the details here. So what did I do? I just clicked on AI, right? I went from this AI tab, and then I looked at more entries. Then it took me to that category. I don't want to move away from what we are trying to do, the main focus here. All right. So now find trusted talent with the AI skills you need. Now, AI specialist, AI artist, AI chat. So you see the different categories here, as you can see, guys. So you just need to come here, you search, and then see which area you have a specialty in, and then use that to create your skill set. All right. So you have to have a category, the specific category. So when you have listed, the idea is basically when you have listed all the things that you can do, now you need a category under which you want to put those skills. All right. So you can now come here and look at these categories that we have here to put your skill set. Maybe you can have 2 or 3 categories, and then you can create up to 2 or 3 specialization. Upwork actually allows you to be, for instance, for myself, I can be a product management specialist. I can also be a project management specialist, and I can be an agile team lead specialist. So I can create like 3 profiles if I want. I can even create a Jira specialist because I know how to use Jira. I know how to configure it. So I can use that as a specialist, and that is also a role. Somebody can hire me as a Jira specialist to manage their Jira boards. So you see what I'm saying? So these are things that you can come here and see. So let's come to the design. Yeah, the design and creative. If you click on design and creative, you will see that the different specializations that are available here. Specialized design and creative experts you can count on. Now you have UI UX designers, you have graphics designers, you have art directors, web designers, motion designers. So these are all specialists that are available. So even under the design category, you don't just call yourself, I am a designer. Which type of designer are you? So you need now to come, whether you are doing animation, you are doing video editing, voice artists, and so on. You can see more categories here. If you click on see more skill sets, you can come to the bottom and see the roles that are available. 3D designers, you have all the different roles that are available there. So guys, I don't need to go over all of these. The most important thing that you need to understand is the roles and categories, they are already here. Now, the next thing is for you to determine which of these jobs that are in high demand. All right. That is really important. How do you know that? I touched on that just now, but I want to show you more. So now let's go to administration. So now I'm going to click on this part, which is admin and customer support. So if I click on it, let's see what that looks like. All right. By the way, there are more areas here. So you can go Here you see, for instance, administrative work. You have like virtual assistant, data entry specialist. So let's say data entry specialist, right? That's what we want to look for. More talent. So see talent, this one. So you can click on the AI tab and then it takes you to the more talent area. So there I create a new tab, right? So here on this particular tab, you can actually search for what you are looking for. If you are looking for a specific type of category, you can just search for it at the top here, or you can actually come to the jobs tab here. Now there are different categories here of search. Now you have, let me go again. So you have the talent badge search. You can select by talent badge. You can select by location. Maybe you are looking for someone from categories specifically for African Americans or whatever country you are looking for. You can come and search for it, or you can come for talent type. So freelancers and agencies, whatever you are looking for, you can search, or you can come to the categories, right? So you can look at the categories. Are you looking for consulting, accounting and consulting, admin support? You can look at all the categories. So you can search talent by talent, or you can search by job. One thing also that I want to say is most people spend a lot of time thinking about whether they should start creating their account or not. Now, the moment you watch this video, if you have watched up to this level, one of the things that I will say to you is don't waste time. Go and create your account immediately. And I'm going to show you in day 2 how to create your account. All right. But today I just want to walk you through how the platform looks. But it is important that you don't delay, you don't waste time. Go straight and create your account so that you start the journey. Starting the journey is more important than studying keep studying without you doing anything. Take action. So as we go on a daily basis, do the things that I'm going to show you. And at the end of this video, I'm going to give you some assignments, some things that you need to do today, so that when we go to day 2, you are progressing, you are making progress. All right. So here is the Upwork platform. So as you can see, you have your sign up button there, and you can see that the website looks really clean and professionally done. This is a very big website. You should take a look around, man. You should come look around, see, read through. I will encourage you to do that because this is really, really important. All right. As you can see, there is also like a chart there. Very interesting charts icon there. All right. So the important thing is that you need to note, if you come to this side, you will see the search. There is a search bar, and you have this drop down that says talents, or you can click down whether it's you are looking for a project or you are looking for jobs, right? Talents means that you are looking hire professionals and agencies. Very explanatory, it's simple, and buy ready to start services. So sometimes you have to, there is a way for you to create projects. Let's say you have expertise in a particular field, you can create projects and sell those projects. So clients can just buy those projects, and then you can see jobs. All right. So if you are a freelancer, this is the tab that you want. You just need to click and then it changes. If you are looking for projects, you can also search for specific project there. So let's say here, you can just click and then search for a job. But most importantly, what you need to understand is the Upwork has organized all of the services or the specialties or the things that you can do on the platform, or the services that you can provide on the platform, in very unique and professional categories. So the first category there is this IT, this development. All right. So this refers to like software development, IT services. If you click on it, you will see that you have this window that now talks about development and IT experts to scale your organization. So let's say you are looking for talents. So remember, I am looking for what is selected here is talents. So that's what the website is showing. All right. If I change that to something else, then it will show something else. All right. So here you are looking for developer, hire independent professional to shorten your development cycles. And indeed, so you can see now Upwork is recommended trusted remote development and IT experts. So now Upwork is recommending by categories Java developers. You see, these are a group of developers that are doing well. PHP developers, you can see that. All right. So everything is organized in a well-structured manner.
Then you can say AI services. So now, since we have the era of AI, so if you click there, you can also see different services that are being provided right here. Popular AI services that are available on the platform: get advice and tips from an expert, build a custom chatbot, and so on. All of these experts are available. You can also see, explore what's possible with a consultation. So you can see here, you can book like consultancy. So you can provide this service as well. If, let's say, you are an expert in you have some expertise in consulting, or maybe you have some expertise in terms of AI, you can provide consultation. Somebody can pay you $100 for 30 minutes or $200 for 1 hour, something like that. You can provide that consultation, that service. You can create that as a project or as a package and then sell it to people. So these are consultants that people can hire to talk about AI projects. And also these are freelancers that somebody can hire if you want. So you can see some of these guys. You can take a deeper look into them. So I just want to show you that these are all categories that exist here. So you have different type of services that you can provide. So let's say you are in marketing. You can also take a look. If you are just somebody who is just getting started, maybe you don't have any professional background, but maybe you have worked as an admin assistant, or you can organize calendars, you know how to answer emails, you just know how to do support people like CEOs and whatnot. You can also go into the admin and customer support areas and see what is available there, and see which expertise that are available there, like virtual assistant. Who is a virtual assistant, right? Like, try to find out. You can Google it and find out who are these people: data entry specialists, project managers, and so on. So you can see all of these as skill sets or expertise that are available on the platform that you can take a look at. All right. Then you even have more here, like writing and translation. So it's also a category here. You have finance and accounting, engineering and architecture, HR, and legal. So if you're a lawyer, and you can also provide legal advice for people. All right. Then apart from that, let's go now to the top there. You have these tabs that we have there, like find talent. All right. So I just want to zoom some of these things. So if you click on this tab now, if I leave that, if I click away, so each of these tabs, they have this drop down. So when you come there, you can see find talent. This is for, say you are a client and you want to look for talent. You can easily post a job and hire a professional. All right. Or you can browse and buy projects. You can get advice from an industry expert. This is where the consultation comes in. All right. I've explained this. So find work, ways to earn. So how do you earn on Upwork? So this is for freelancers. So you have to find a job, right? So ways to earn, learn why Upwork has the right opportunities for you, find work for your skills, explore the kind of work available in your field. So you can see that things are well structured here. Why Upwork? So why do you choose Upwork? Why you should choose Upwork? Maybe let me put it that way. Why should you choose Upwork? It's very important, right? You can read success stories, discover teams, right? And how to hire, how to find work, reviews, and so on. And then you have enterprise clients. So enterprise clients, these are big clients. Like, say for instance, they sometimes you spend up to millions of dollars on the platform, so they can become enterprise clients. So if you are an enterprise client, you can click, and then they can. So basically, Upwork sometimes recommend they hire on behalf of this enterprise client. Like the enterprise clients consult Upwork to hire for them, right, on their behalf, something like that. So basically, this is like the walkthrough of this platform. So I would say take a look. It's very important that you understand how the platform works, how it is structured, and it can help you to be confident about how to navigate the platform, right? So just take your time, just go through everything, to take a read, and then it will help you. Yes, so guys, this is where I am going to stop this introductory video, but here is your assignment for day one. Now, I want you to go through the video again, just listen to it, take a notebook and note down the psychological things that I talked about, right? The key points that I mentioned about your psychology, like the way you think, your mindset as a freelancer, how you should approach the platform, right? Like the key learning points. I want you to note those down. Then the second thing you need to do is to come to the platform, actually navigate it. If you already have an account, all you need to do is to go to that account, navigate a platform, search for different things, try to explore, and also read the terms and conditions of Upwork. It's very important. I want you to do that particular part. Read the terms and conditions of Upwork. How do Upwork give badges? What are the criteria for you to get each badge? How do Upwork protect you from fraud or scammers on the platform? These are things that you need to understand, all right, as a freelancer. So I want you to go spend time, know how Upwork is protecting you, how Upwork issues badges, and then understand the terms and conditions of Upwork. I'm not saying you should read everything. I'm saying have an overview of these things so that you understand the way Upwork operates. And then the third thing that I want you to do, I want you to study and understand 5 features that Upwork provides, right? Number 1 is availability badge. Number 2, I want you to learn about how to boost your proposal so that you can be on top of the list of the client. All right. Number 3, I want you to learn how to search for jobs on the platform. And number 4, I want you to learn about how do you negotiate your rates. Okay, what are the type of rates that Upwork has, like fixed rates versus hourly rates. All right. And then number 5, the Upwork desktop app. I want you to just read about it a little bit, discover it on the platform, and then read about it. Thank you very much, and then see you on the next one. The most important tool that you have as an Upwork freelancer is your knowledge and your ability to write attention-grabbing proposals. Attention-grabbing proposals, these are proposals that have both the psychology to attract the attention and to attract and grab the attention of the client, and also the technicality that helps you to stand out as a freelancer. Today is day 3 of the Upwork mentorship program. Writing proposals on Upwork is one of those skill sets that most freelancers actually want other people to do for them. You can win jobs on Upwork even by writing crappy proposals. The only problem you have is you will not be able to win competitive jobs. And competitive jobs are those jobs that are highly paid. So if you want jobs that are paying 20, 30, 40, and so on, then you have to learn how to write proposals. And guess what? The skills and knowledge that you need to learn how to write proposals is actually at your disposal. Just write something that can differentiate you. Write something that surprises you yourself. Have you ever written something and when you come back maybe an hour later and read it, and then you are really excited that you've written, you cannot believe whether you are the one who wrote it? I don't know whether you faced that experience before, but I have faced it. I've actually written proposals. After I got the invites, when I read the proposals again, I can't believe it's like somebody else wrote the proposal for me. Why do I get that feeling? Well, it's because when I read the job description, I really get grasp, like the job description grasps me, and I really want the job. Because I really want the job, I'll go all out to really write proposals that grab the attention of the client. I will do everything possible because I'm so meticulous. I'm so careful about the way I lay the wordings, about the technical layout of the proposal, because I want that job and I want to be the first person. I want to create that impression. By the way, I just got a client who reached out to me, for a proposal. I wrote the proposal, I submitted it, and the client reached out to me, and I'm still like in the process of doing some interview. So I'm not telling you crap. I'm actually telling you things that you can do that can change, that can turn things around for you. So today I'm going to show you some examples of proposals that can help you get started. One thing I don't want you to get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. I don't want you to copy the proposals that I'm going to show you. If you do that, that's a mistake. I have said it before, I'm going to say it again. When writing proposals, always try to develop your own method. I have heard other people saying, oh, don't write templates, don't have proposal templates. Well, some people it might not work for them, but for me, it has worked. Just that I have a couple of templates I have written, because even the proposal that I'm writing to apply for jobs, when I get an invite, and that proposal, I'm going to take a look at it.
and then develop it into something like a template that I keep. So if I see a job that is very similar, that is aligned with that particular proposal, I'm going to take that proposal, clean it up, customize it for that job, and then submit. That's the way I do it, and it has worked. Now, don't get me wrong. Not every job that I apply for, I get those jobs. No. Sometimes I have to send like 5 proposals before I get an invite. That is fine. That's because I'm really good at writing proposals, guys. Even the best people that know how to write proposals still need to send multiple proposals before they can get an invite. So it's not like something that is strange that you have to be called for every. Sometimes you are overqualified. Maybe maybe you are more intelligent than even the client, so the client will not want to work with. Sometimes it's just that the client is looking for somebody who is an entry-level person. So there are many reasons why a client will not invite you. So you don't have to beat yourself to death. All right. What I want you to pay attention to today is the psychology and the technical way how proposals are laid out. So let's get to my computer. Let's get started. Now, the first thing that I want to say is I have created a video wherein I went through proposal writing. There are 3 solid videos, and I want you to go and take a look at them. I explained some things there that I may not remember to explain in this video. So I want you to go and look at them so that you can solidify your knowledge and skills. What I want you to pay attention to is the method, the psychology and the method of writing. Don't copy what I'm doing. I'm just showing you samples. This is not something that you have to copy. This is something that just teaches you how to go and work on yourself and improve your writing style. All right. So here is an example of a proposal. Now, one thing that you notice is I said, hi there. Mostly I begin my proposals that way. But one thing that you can do is actually to write the client's name. There is a way you can find the client's name on Upwork. So how do you do it? When you click on the job, if you go at the bottom, you will see the client's history, where the client has provided feedback for other freelancers. Check there and see if any of the freelancers who provided feedback for that client, if they mention the client's name. Sometimes they do mention the client's name, so you can just get it and put it there. So you can just say like, hi, Jesse, for instance, right? But normally I say, hey there, if I don't know their name, right? But it also works. It does not mean that you have to write the client's name. But if you write their name, that is also something really catchy. It's very helpful. All right, so I'm Jesse. So I begin like, hi there, I'm Jesse. I've been a virtual assistant for the past 2 years for CEOs in big tech related companies, both online and in person. My problem is that I am a perfectionist. So now I am trying to do, what I'm doing is this first line. Let me just explain to you guys. This first line is very important in a proposal. If you don't know how to write, now you can spend 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours perfecting your first line of a proposal. The reason is, I'm not saying you should perfect that line for your proposal now. Like, let's say maybe there is a job now that you need to apply for, then you spend 2 or 3 hours. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying write a couple of lines like this, like 4 or 5 lines like this, right? Just to introduce yourself. When you have these lines, always think, these are like the punchline. They are like the hook. This is a way to hook the client to pay attention to you. Because trust me, the platform is super competitive and you want to stand out. You want to make sure when the client opens your proposal, you are there, you can hook them in the first few seconds. All right. And that's exactly what this proposal is about. So I have been a virtual assistant for the past 2 years, which shows that I am an experienced person. But what my problem is that I am a perfectionist. Most people will tell you that they want perfectionists, especially for a virtual assistant. You want somebody who is detail oriented. That's why this proposal is the problem that I have. One of my challenges is that I am a perfectionist rather. So if you give me a job, I'll do my best to do it to the best of my ability to make sure it is perfect. Great at communicating. I am fluent in English and French. Problem solving and team builder. All right. So the person begins, my problem is that I am a perfectionist. Great at communicating. I am fluent in English and French. Do you see? So if somebody is looking for a virtual assistant and maybe their problem, maybe they have hired a virtual assistant before, that virtual assistant has been somebody who is missing a lot of details. And now somebody is telling them they are perfectionists. They are detail oriented. There's a lot in that word. So the person will be interested to talk to them, right? Now look at the next line. I'm a bit of a nerd when it comes to establishing and maintaining processes. I am a bit of a nerd. Do you know what a nerd is? This is something that they love. They give in their all, right? They basically become what they are doing. That's what it means. Like, I'm a bit of a nerd when it comes to establishing and maintaining processes. There is something oddly satisfying about dissecting, evaluating, and refining the gears that keeps a business humming. Do you see how it is both fun, attractive, interesting, and attracting? Like, it's intense, but also fun, right? Refining the gears that keep a business humming, keep a business running, keep a business on its feet. Do you see how intelligently the words are laid? This is how you lay your, like when you write like this, the first thing is that you put, first of all, this is not chat GPT. The reason, how do you know that a proposal is chat GPT? How do you know that it sounds like chat GPT? Well, the only way you know is ChatGPT has a way of, like it has like a group of words that it normally uses, like consistent words that ChatGPT uses. If you notice, if you have been using ChatGPT, you will notice that there is like a specific kind of words that ChatGPT use. ChatGPT is not human, so you just have like a few. It has vocabulary, is a way of coining things, and that's how it does it all the time. So whatever answer ChatGPT spits for you, that's the same answer they will spit for many other people. Similar answers, even though the words might not be exactly the same, they might not be laid exactly the same. But if you look at the sentence, it has similar words, like a register. Let's move on. So this is not something that somebody wrote from ChatGPT, even if they did. But this is something that is unique. They must have given ChatGPT a prompt that is really specific. Here is my philosophy. Another line. Here is my philosophy. Here is my mantra. Here is my way, my values. Here is what defines me. Streamlining admin and virtual assistant tasks are not just about efficiency. Okay, streamline admin and virtual assistant, not just for, they free up bandwidth for creativity, innovation, and growth for my clients and I. Do you see how? Here is my philosophy. Here is what I believe in. Here is what I've internalized over my experience. Let's get your calendars, emails, and admin tasks out of the weeds and into the blue sky. With a keen eye for automation, I can help turn your time-consuming manual processing into smooth, self-running system. More time for you and your team to focus on what they do best, and less time wrestling with clunky emails and so on. I am keen to hear from you. Get in touch and let's chat about how I can help you achieve your goals. Do you see how short, sharp, and eloquent this proposal sounds? Now, here is my assignment to you guys. I want you to go look at this proposal. Now sit down, look at your domain or your category where you belong or your specialization. Develop 5 solid introductory statements, and then look at the method that this person used to write their proposal, and then craft your own method. I don't say you should copy. Learn what they've written. How, first of all, what was the first thing that they focused on? What was the second thing? And what was the last thing? That method. They talked about their experience. They talked about their philosophy and so on. Put that, dissect the proposal, and then develop a method of writing your own proposal. That's assignment 1 for you. Go and do it for 5 proposals. Intensify it. Take it very serious. Take it as if you are going to take a public examination, and do it. Give it all your time. You will see how that will change your mind. So the next proposal is proposal number 2. So now here is also a very short proposal. It's not like some kind of rocket science. This is not rocket science. It's just another format in which, now this is what I'm saying, you innovate, right? This is how you innovate in your proposal writing. You don't go there and start just writing anything that you feel like writing. Innovate in the way you write. Okay, so here is it. I'm excited. So you can start your letter by say things like, "Hi there," or you can say, "Hi Jesse. I'm excited about the opportunity to contribute to your mission-driven work as a developer." All right. I am excited to contribute to your mission, to your goal, to your business goals. I am excited to contribute to the growth of your business. Do you see the way you lay out these words? To the growth of your business. And you can only write this sentence once you have read the adverts. You've understood the problem of the client. And that's where everything starts. Everything begins. Understanding the problem. What problem is the client trying to solve? And how can I help the client? That is the question that you have to ask yourself. Guys, people are spending money on you and they want you to help them solve problems. All right. So you have to understand. So this person begins with a mission-driven statements. All right. I would say something like, your advert, it grabs my attention and it perfectly aligns with my experience. I am excited to contribute to the growth of your business. I bring 7 years of experience, of product management experience. Oh my God, I'm giving you leakage. I'm actually reading from my proposals that I normally write to people, to clients. Anyways, I'm basically giving you the from the script, from the original. All right. Anyways, the thing is, you can see some of these proposals, they already like I memorize them. I don't actually memorize them. I just understand them. I know how they are structured because I've spent hours, weeks writing these proposals, understanding them, because I want to make sure I can actually speak to the pain points of the client. That's the point. Speaking to the pain points of the client. All right. So let's go. With a passion for creating web and mobile apps to facilitate online transaction, I believe my skills align perfectly with your requirements. Now, let me give you one secret. Most people don't know how to write proper proposal, and most people will not watch this video to the end. So if you are still watching, it means you are somebody who is really serious and you really want to crack this. Don't go and sit down. Go back and work on this. And if you work on it, I'll tell you, you start getting jobs. All right. So keep going, because I'll be showing you how to even go to an interview and crack that interview open. There is no one who can compete with you if you follow my method of interviews. All right, here is a snapshot of what I bring to the table. You see the way the person, here is a snapshot. This is quite different from what somebody wrote the previous proposal, right? Here is a snapshot of what I bring to the table. The first, link to app, right? First of all, provide the link to the app, the name of the app. I'll add something here like the name. Provide the name of the app. About what's this app about? This is a developer applying, right? So you can give the name of the app. What's the app about? If there is confidentiality issues, you don't need to mention the app. If the app is available online, just give that link there. All right. And then you can say XX is an e-commerce website where users buy blah blah. Just give a short statement. Don't go and give all of the essay. Just a short statement, just one line. All right. So what tech did you use? You give the tech stack. And also, what was your role? Were you a front-end developer? Were you a back-end developer? Were you a business analyst? Were you a project manager or project coordinator or a virtual assistant? What did you do? It's critical. All right. So the next thing is you can also see the same format. Now you can give 2 or 3 examples. Now you can see all of my proposals, they are very short to the point. And that is because most clients have a lot of work to do. So they don't need to read long proposal. They just want to get the key point. That's why you have to make it sharp and to the point, very concise, precise, because you want to hit the nail on the head and then get that invite immediately. Now, you can see here, it's very short. Now, the last part is, I am open to offer a free 30-minute consultation to discuss my experience as well as learn more about you. Now, what does this line do to the client? So the client will know you are a professional, you are an expert, and they will not take you for granted. So yes, so now let's move on to the next proposal, which is just like another additional example that I wanted to show you guys. All right. So by now you must have understood the approach of writing proposals, right? So hi there. The first thing is, hi there. First of all, please have a look at my previous work. Now here is some clients, for instance, they might not write much on their adverts. However, they still want you to send a proposal, and maybe the job looks attractive, the client has a verified payment and so on. then you can write something like this. You don't need to write much. You can see clearly that the client does not have time, so you have to go straight to the point. So first of all, I want to share with you my previous work, and then you give this way of giving like links to your previous work. It's not bad. I would prefer you put it in this method, wherein you put the link to the app, the name of the app, and so on. You put it in this order. It is more organized and more structured. All right. However, some people do it this way. I can definitely help you implement content updates, ensure brand consistency, and optimize the user experience on your website. So this is based on what the client has already asked for on the job advert. And these proposals are actually proposals based on adverts that I've seen on Upwork. I have immense experience in building blah, 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 and so on. So this is a basic proposal. This is a proposal that I would say you can take notes of this proposal and see whether you can go and improve it. If you can do this as an assignment and send it to my email. For some of you guys, if you can do this, then I will look at your proposal. Probably I'll be able to comment on it, or I'll tell you which areas to improve if I have time. To be honest, this is something that I will not promise whether I will be able to do it for you. But I will say this is like an example of a proposal that is not 100% perfect, but you can take a look at it and see whether you'll be able to improve it. So guys, there you have it. So we've looked at proposals. I have kind of made some videos on proposals. I will add those links to this video as well, and also pin a comment for those videos so that you can take a look at them and see if you can go and solidify your knowledge. The idea is about listening to what I'm saying and learning the psychology that you have to think about when writing your proposal. These are critical things. All right, guys, I'm not hiding anything from you, and I used to say this. I genuinely want you to be successful, and I would always be saying thank you very much, and see you in day 4, and looking forward to that topic. All right, keep watching, stay tuned. Thank you. One thing that I'm 100% confident about when it comes to Upwork is my ability to spot lucrative job opportunities and then apply for them, get those invites, and start going for the interview. Now, this is a skill that I've developed over a long period of time, and now it seems very simple for me. Sometimes I even tend to forget that this is really something that is difficult to master for most people. In today's video, we are going to go into the details of how do you spot a lucrative opportunity. That is really important. And second, how do you apply for that opportunity? In day 3 of our mentorship program, we talked about proposal writing. This is day 4, and we are going to talk about spotting lucrative opportunities on Upwork. Most people will downplay this topic because they think they know. And that's the mistake most people make. They think that they know, they understand, they know how to do this. But if you watch up to the end of this video, I am going to show you exactly the techniques that I use to spot lucrative jobs, and how do I assess the job that if I apply for it, I'll be able to get the job. I'll be able to land at least an invite of that job. Getting an invite is really important because it's like a one step into that particular job. So you must try to get yourself an invite. And that's what I'm going to show you, but I'm only going to show you at the end, towards the end of this video, because I want you to pay attention and watch the rest of the video. It just makes sense for you to watch the entire video so you get the full idea. My name is Jesse Kamara. I am a full-time freelancer on Upwork and a professional product manager. So if you are new, I want to welcome you to this program. This is day 4. We are on a journey to get you your first job on Upwork. If you already have your first job, then I want to help you to scale your business on Upwork. All right. We are going from day 0 to day 14. So if you are with us, please watch this video and then watch the rest of the other videos. One thing that I want to talk about is, as a new freelancer, you have limited number of connects. Now, let's talk about connect, because this is really an important aspect of freelancing. So when applying for a job on Upwork, you are expected to spend connect. Connect is like points. So just look at it like maybe you want to play a particular game and somebody say you have to have like 10 points before you can play that game, right? So Upwork use points. These are points. These are just points that Upwork gives you. The moment you create a new account, Upwork gives you 50 points that you have on your account. So each month, I think they give you something like 10 points. Each month, they give you something like 10 points. I don't know whether that has increased. I have not followed that over the last couple of months, so I don't know exactly. But that's what they do. Every month they give you some points. Now, when you want to apply for a job, Upwork will tag the job how many points you have to spend. Normally, I think now it's about 16 points per job that you're applying for. You have to spend like 16 points. So if you don't have points on your account, basically you cannot apply for a job. So there is limitation for new freelancers. That is why this particular topic that we're going to deal with today is very important. So you don't just waste your points on every job that you see. You have to make a conscious decision, deliberate act to see those job or opportunities that are really useful for you to apply. So if you are applying your points, you are using up your points, make sure you use them for the right kind of jobs. So you don't just apply for every job that you see. You see, that's why I think this is really important that you stay with me so that we'll go through this step by step so that you see how I do it. At least you learn from my own experience, even if you already know how to do it, but you can learn from what I already know, which can add to your own knowledge and improve on how you do it. All right, let's go to the computer and go into the details of this. So today we are going to use my account, my actual account that I'm using on Upwork. So this is the best part of this show, I would say. I show you exactly my account. I don't hide anything. And the reason for that is I don't want to be like other people that just talk about these topics, but they don't actually have any serious standing on Upwork. I have a very strong and prominent standing on Upwork, so I can speak authoritatively about some of these things because I have gone through them and I know how hard it is to find your first job. And that's exactly what I want to help you to do. So let's go to my computer then. So we are here. As you can see, this is my account, the actual account that I'm currently using. So today we are going to look for a product management job, all right, on Upwork. So through this process, I want to walk you through the process that I normally use to look for a job. And the reason for that is for you to actually see the way I think about the process of looking for a job. So imagine that I've run out of jobs and now I am looking for a new job on Upwork and I really want to take my time to look for this job. And I have limited connects. So as I was saying, now that I have clicked on that Upwork icon, there is this search bar at the top here. You can type there for a job or something. All right. You can just type for any job that you are looking for. For me, since my account is an existing account, I have already added like filters. You can see this product management filter. You have software development filter. So basically, they are now suggesting jobs that are related to that profession. So if I say best match, if I go to best matches, it means these are jobs that matches my profile, basically the title of my profile or the skill set that I selected when creating my account. If you don't know how to create your account, by the way, we have a video on this series wherein I have walked people step by step on how to create accounts. So you can see the best matches. Next one is your recently posted. You can just use this. Now for me, most times I just limit my search here. And the reason is not because I'm lazy. That's the reason. Because I'm a very lazy person. I'm lazy. Basically, I'm not able to go and start doing all the search. But today we are going to do a deeper search. All right. So now what I want us to do is to just click. If we look at, let's look at the feed. What is on the feed here? What do we have there? So you can see ClickUp Funnels is one of those jobs that I posted 6 minutes ago. And so you can see all of the jobs that are being posted like on my feed. You see jobs that are associated to my specialization, but basically they are general jobs. They are everything, right? So what you need to do is to basically come to best matches. So jobs that actually match my skill sets. If I click on best matches, what will happen is that they will basically filter the jobs that best matches my skill set. Before we go there, I want to talk about Connect a bit. The reason is I talked about Connect a little bit. So you have to understand about Connect first before we start looking for jobs. So let's get there. So look here on the right side of your screen. So you can see this is my profile. I just want to go to this point here so that you can just zoom in there a bit. So you can see this is my profile. You see my profile. Complete your profile 100%. My profile is 100%. So you can see here promotes with ads. So basically on Upwork, you can promote yourself with ads, right? You can do availability badge, which shows that you are available. You are available for hire. Then you can boost your profile. Boosting your profile basically means that you can use Connect to boost your profile. So you want Upwork to show your profile to clients that are coming to look for freelancers, right, on the platform. So if a client posts a job, you want Upwork to show your profile so you can post that. That's one way you can do it as well. Then Connect, right? But this particular feature, I think is a great feature for me. If I have a chance to speak to Upwork, I'll probably tell them that why can't you find a way for new freelancers to make it easier for freelancers to enter into the freelancing space? Because it has become so difficult for new freelancers to enter because of this huge competition that is on the platform. So they can create a feature that basically helps freelancers, like specific criteria, things like, for instance, if you're active on the platform, you've completed your profile 100%, you've read the terms and conditions of Upwork and so on, they can just tag you with some kind of badge that says you are very active or you are very enthusiastic or something like that. Then they can recommend those people to clients that have jobs that are entry-level jobs. Then people can hire those freelancers and see how those freelancers progress, if they maintain those jobs or not, right? That's just a suggestion for Upwork. You don't have to worry about it. But what I'm saying is boosting your profile is expensive for new freelancers because it means you have to buy connects for you to be able to do it. So it's not something that's easy. So what we are looking for is connects. We want to look at connects, right? So let's click there. Now you will see I have my available connects. You can see I have 142 connects. And that's because I don't actively apply for jobs unless a job really hits me before I apply for a job. So mostly because Upwork keeps adding, every month they add for me some connects. So that's why you see my connects multiply. So now I can use as many connects as I want. So I can view the details of this connect. I can also buy the connects, right? So this is what I was talking about when I said connect, this number. So if you have a new account, you notice that your connect will be like 50 connect. But when you apply for a job or you want to use the available badge, then they will reduce your connect because you have to pay some connects to do those kind of things, right? So this is a way that Upwork uses to basically make their own money as well, to monetize some of these things. Because this platform, I'm sure it's not easy to maintain. So when I go to best matches, now you see jobs that are focused on project management start coming up. For instance, this is force multiplier, project manager, business analyst, executive assistant. So this is a one job that is really, it looks really good. And then you can see project management assistants. This is also another fine job, and intermediate project manager for that. So you can see now that the title of project manager, product management are coming up because I am now searching based on best matches on my skill sets, right? So you can see all of these jobs. I can take a look at them. This one has been posted 8 hours ago and so on. So this is how you search. You can go up to the bottom there and see all of the best matches that are currently available. Then you can see recently posted. So recently posted is also very similar to best matches, but then it's also related to software development, but they are not very specific to product management or project management. So they are not focused on my specialization. In your case, it's your specialization. If you're a virtual assistant, the best matches would be like the best jobs that are associated to your skill set. Let's search for a job, because I want to show you some other things that are really, really important when you are searching for a job, whether you should apply for that job or not. How do you make that decision? So we are going to that next, but I want to search. Let's say product manager. I'm basically searching. So now clicking on the search, when you hit search, do you see the interface has changed? Now, I want to walk you through step by step how to understand this interface. Now, the jobs that have been filtered, they are basically generally product management jobs. Some jobs are associated with product management, right? You can see Shopify product listing. Now, I am not referring to product listing. I'm talking about product management, but they gave me that job as well. And you can check how long this job was posted, how many minutes ago. So you can see this is 10 minutes ago. So you see social media marketing, social media strategy. So all of these jobs, they are basically related to product. If they have product management as a tag, then they will come up. Yeah, management is there, management, social media management. So just to management. So they use the keywords manager and product. So, and then they bring up all sort of jobs here. You can see all sort of jobs. But now what you need to do is for you to filter actually. So this tab, basically, if you come here, you click on here, you will see all categories. You will see the categories that are available. For instance, accounting. You can go into specific things like admin support and data entry. So you can see if I want project management and virtual assistant, then I can just click on those two so that the system can just filter these ones for me. All right. So for me, what I will do, I'll just leave product management, probably also take a virtual assistant as a job. Then I will leave it at that. Now you will see that job that we looked for just now, the one that we saw there, has now come up, because now I am now filtering by product manager and so on, right? So you can now see that these jobs now are now coming up. So Amazon, FBA, tax and accounts. So I'm having a lot of taxation jobs here. Maybe I need to do my filter properly. All right. But the idea there, you can also see, the idea is that you know how to filter, you know how to select your own domain. So now also you can see the filters that I've selected rather. So you can remove any of these filters if you want to. But the important thing that I really want to show you is this tab here at these tabs here. So here you can now filter by experience level. So you can say entry level. So you can see that entry level for the filters that I've done, we have about 77 jobs. You can see them. You can actually see the number there, 77. And also, if you are a new Upwork and probably you don't have experience, 9-to-5 job experience, you can filter by entry level. All right. But if you're an expert, of course, you can look for expert jobs. Then you can also look at maybe the rate. You can indicate if you are looking for hourly jobs, if you want to be. And for me, I would advise you to look for hourly job, because hourly jobs, they take a long time. And because they take a long time, that can help you to build repetition on the platform. So hourly jobs is good. So if you are new on the platform, select entry jobs. All right. Entry jobs, then they can easily get you a job, even if you have experience in the outside world. But entry jobs can easily get, and there are some entry jobs that are really paying high, so you can easily get in. All right. Then you can also look for fixed price if you want to, and you can indicate this filter I don't normally use. I don't want to limit myself, right? This is basically when you select on fixed price, then you can select what like the payments, okay, the payment bracket for fixed price. Then you can select that. The number of proposals that have been submitted for the job, you can also filter if the job is less than 5 proposals. So this is a fine one, wherein that can help you to be on the first page of the proposal list. So when you submit your proposals, so Upwork shows the proposal, I think 10 per each page, right? So the pages are paginated, so you have 1, 2, 3. So if you submit your proposal late, it means maybe your proposal will be on the page 4, page 5, or page 3, something like that, which means the clients will have to go to page 3 to see your proposal. But if you search for jobs that have like less than 5 proposals, it means if you send proposal for those jobs, you do it very quickly, what will happen is your job will be on the first page, and then when the clients comes to review those proposals, they can easily find you. So it is normally good to filter less than 5. All right, it's good. But this also will reduce the number of jobs that are available for this, because you can now see there are only 8 out of 77. Client information, so you can see. So basically, these are filters that you can make use of, like the length of the project. This is important for me. I will always select this one. All right. Why do I select more than 6 months? The reason is simple. I don't want to apply for a job that I will just go there 1 month, 2 months, and then they drop me off. Then also jobs that are short, that have short lifespan, they have a lot of pressure. So the client does not have time to allow you to settle. They will not give you a month for a job. Maybe a job is like 3 months or 6 months. They will not give you a month for you to settle, right? But for a job that is more than 6 months, most times the client will understand that you don't fully kick off the moment you start the job. So you have to be an expert to hit the ground running the moment you join that job, right? So sometimes you need time to settle, especially if you are new. You need to learn the ropes of the business of the clients and so on and so forth. So if you apply for a short-term job and then you get to that job, the risk is that if you are not fast, you are not quick to pick up on how to work with the clients and make the clients happy, at the end of the day, you'll be kicked out of that job, and then they give you a very nasty feedback, which can destroy your account on Upwork. So that's why if you are new on the platform, I would advise you to go in for jobs that are more than 6 months. Always do this. Even up to now, I always go for jobs that are more than 6 months. I don't go for jobs that are less than that, because I want to have something that is stable. Stability is very important, and it keeps you building your reputation. And it also keeps cash coming in on a month, on a weekly basis, which is good, right? That's why we are here. Let's be honest. Why would I want to go and waste my connect on a job that is very short, right? So if you have created a repetition already on the platform, that's fine. This is just my own personal choice. If you want to take that route, please go. If not, do whatever you want. But that's something that I would just have. The next thing is the job must be more than 30 hours a week. You can see you are narrowing down from 3 jobs. We still have 3 jobs. Initially, one of the filters we select was 5 here, but now it has been reduced to 3. The more filters you select, the lower the number of jobs that are available that meets those criteria, because these are like criteria that you are setting. So now you see only 16 connects. That's for all of the jobs, the 3 jobs that are available within those criteria. I have to spend 16 connects for me to apply for them. If you want contract to hire, it means that client is willing for you to work for hourly rate for some time, and then after some time they will want to bring you as a full-time staff. We have a couple of interesting filters. Now you can see here, you see furniture production project manager. All right, this is one. There are only 3 jobs that meet those criteria. So filtering, this is how you filter for your own category. So you can select a whole category. You don't have to be too specific like the way I did it. On the category level, you have to be generic. Generic in the sense you can just select like admin jobs. So admin jobs, under admin jobs, you have virtual assistants, you have data entry, you have different things, right? So you can just select admin as an option. Once you select that generalization, then you can have more options of jobs that you can look through and filter through. I will now remove all of these filters because I don't want to use any of these filters. I still want to use my feed to show you how you can spot a job that you need to apply for. How do we do that? So you just click on that, clear your filters. I'll just clear that, and then I am back to where I started. So I'm just going to click on this. So now I am back to my feed. So I'm going to look at jobs that best matches my skills. So I have one of those jobs you can see, but then let's check if this job meets my criteria. So my criteria are very simple. Number one, the job has to be a job that is more than 6 months long. Number 2, it has to be an hourly paid job. And number 3, client has to have a verified payment. So the first thing that I check for is, does the client has a verified payment? So the client has to be payment unverified. So this client has an unverified payment. So basically, I don't check for anything else. The moment I see that the client has unverified payment, I will not apply. I will not work with this client because I want to make sure that the client can pay me if I apply for this job, right? The way Upwork does that is they allow the client to input their credit card, and then Upwork test their credit card to make sure that the credit card is working, and then they will say that this client has a verified payment. So this client does not have a verified payment. Maybe they have not updated their payments method yet, so I'm moving on to the next job. Okay, this client has verified payment. How long is this job? I'm going to check. More than 6 months. Great. Now the next criteria is less than 30 hours per week. Now this criteria of less than 30 hours per week, sometimes I'm flexible with it. I'm not like really rigid on the 30 hours per week. Sometimes it can be 20 hours. It can be maybe 25. It depends, right? But I am flexible because I can still take on a job. If it is a perfect match for me, I can still take on that job. This job is also an hourly job. I don't know how much the client is going to pay per hour. So I will check this if I want to. How do I check this? I'll click on this job. What is the average rates that the client is paying? This is how I know whether this is a good job for me, right? You can see the average rate that the client is paying is $24.47, which means I can apply for this job, put maybe $25 or $30, maybe the clients can consider it. So this is something that I normally check. However, before I rush into applying for this job, I want to check other jobs to see whether they meet threshold. All right, this job is good. Let's see if the payment is verified. Yes, the payment is verified. And this client has spent like 10K on the platform. They are from Canada. This is good. So for me, a job like this is really good. And for maybe the rate is a problem for me. If I want to apply for this job, I want to become somebody who works for this client. Let's say I am new to the platform, $6 to $10 is a good rate, especially for a job that is more than 6 months long and it starts more than 30 hours per week, which is great for me. So what I would say is let's check this job out. Let's see, intermediate project manager for dynamic software and marketing projects, right? Sometimes I also do check the requirement down here, project management, budget management, decision making, project workflow, and so on. These are things that are within my domain. These are things that I can do, I can easily do, and I can easily help these clients to work on this project. But however, I do check other things as well. I want to see whether this client is really, really a good match for me. So how many connects do you need to spend to apply for this job? Is 16 connects. This client has gotten 4.77 review rating. And out of that 6 reviews, which means the client has some reviews, which I want to see. And also the client is from Canada. then you can see the client has posted 61 jobs and 73% higher, which means the client is actually hiring people, even though it's not like really good, because you see that the percentage is very low here, 73%. I'm expecting if you are, you should be around 80, 90%, but that's fine. You can see they have 12K total spends on, and they've hired like 46, 2 active jobs currently, and their average rate is 9.14, which means if you are applying to these clients, you have to know that the average pay, there could be people that have been paid $15, $20, but I don't expect that somebody will be here that are paid $60 or $70, something like that. That's not possible. Those are the things that I normally check. Also, you can check how long has this client been on the platform, so that it gives you more information about the client. Then the next thing for me is I'll come and look at this part. Now, I'll look at this part because I want to know how many invites that the client has already sent and how many proposals are coming. It's between 5 to 10 proposals, so there is still like a low number of proposals that have come in for this job. So if I apply my proposal, it is possible for the client to see my proposal. Clients have sent 3 invites. Now, this is important. Most clients have worked with other project managers before, and now they've sent invites for this project manager to apply for the same job. So a job like this is very risky because the client has sent invites out. So maybe they already have somebody in mind that they want to hire. Maybe it is somebody that they've worked with before. Basically, they've sent 3 invites and 1 person has only responded because they still have like 2 unanswered. So this is a good opportunity. Sometimes if you apply for this job, some client will tend to review the proposals that are submitted. It's a situation where you have to make a decision, because it could be that the clients already have somebody in mind. But mostly if they have somebody in mind, they will only send 1 invite. That's the thing. That's the catch there. They will only send 1 invite. And if it is only 1 invite that they send, I will not apply for that job because they already have somebody in mind. But if they have sent 3 invites, it means they've just reviewed some freelancers that they think that they are a good fit, and then they have invited them. So I'll still apply, but I want to apply when the jobs are less than 5 proposals, because by then I'll be able to be on the top spot and maybe boost my proposal a bit to just make sure that I can see my proposal. And if my proposal is really good, more than the people that he has invited, I will get the invite to go for an interview, which is good for me, right? But if they only invited 1 person, then I will not apply for that job. I will reserve my connects because I don't have enough connects. But another way that you can check is to look at the client's history. You come here. 2 things that are really important. Look at the feedback that is provided for these clients. What freelancers are saying about these clients is very important. It helps you to understand whether this client is a very good person or not, or whether you would like to work with them. Because if you work with a client that is problematic, they will provide very nasty feedback for you. So I'll look for the feedback that freelancers have provided for this client. And second, I will also look at the feedback that this client has provided for freelancers. Have they provided very nasty feedback? And did they explain what was the problem and so on? So you have to look for this, because I don't want to work for a client who provides bad feedback for freelancers. I don't want to destroy my career on Upwork. So you have to be very careful with that. It has been a great experience with Mike. So first of all, I've gotten the name of the client. The name of the client is Mike. So freelancers, no feedback was provided. This client did not provide a feedback to this freelancer. So the freelancer has worked for a fixed price of $2,300, and the client did not provide any feedback, which is not juicy, to be honest. Now, here you can see this freelancer has provided like a 3.55 stars rating. It just says stars. So the freelancer, now Mike is providing feedback. It only gave 2 stars. So this is something that I normally look for. So let's look. What's the problem there? What's the problem? So WordPress never approved the plugin. All right. So basically, the freelancers worked on a plugin project, but WordPress did not approve the plugin. They emailed me back 10 things wrong with it. Half of the front-end styles don't look like the mockups. I had to babysit the project. Code quality was bad, not to standard. I suggest VJ uses a linter like Google's blah, blah, blah. Okay. So you can see that this freelancer has not done the job that Mike hired him for. So this is something that I know, okay, it's fair, because Mike tried to explain the problem and then provided this as a problem. This could be that the freelancer was busy with other projects, or maybe the freelancer is inexperienced. I also suggest that he uses MVC file structure so you can see another thing that you can learn from this particular conversation is that this particular client has technical background, so he knows what he's doing. Unfortunately for this freelancer, he was not able to deliver what he promised, and therefore the client was not happy and he provided 2 stars. So now this is a big problem for this particular freelancer. And it's not, I don't see any problem here for Mike, the client. It was the freelancer who did not perform. So this is okay for me. I can still apply for this job. Communication is okay, but can be greatly approved. This means improved. Vijay often goes offline for days at times when you need him the most. He is decently cooperative, but can be defensive at times, you see. So these are the issues that Mike is highlighting. So what do you think will happen? Do you think people will come and hire a freelancer like this? It's basically has put Vijay in a very difficult situation here. So this is why you want to work with clients that are very honest. But to be honest, from this particular discussion, I see that Mike is very honest by explaining, giving the details. And if you are a client out there and you're watching this, it is important that you provide more information so that people understand what really transpired. And be honest, because by you posting a feedback like this for a freelancer, you can make or destroy the career of that freelancer. So, but Mike is very, very courteous here and very good. They've actually worked before, update to freelancing. So they worked before. You can see he gave 5 stars to Vijay, but there was no feedback. He just gave 5 stars. And then you can see also to another freelancer here and so on. So guys, you can check, you can see that this client is really active on this platform. They have about 32 jobs. You can check what then you can assess for yourself. How do you convert invites into successful jobs on Upwork? That is an important question, and most people tend to ignore it. They tend to say, oh, it's not important. I know how to do interviews. I know what to do when I get there. I'll try to be smart. I'll try to lie about it. Some will even try to create fake portfolios just to impress the client. So in this video today, we are going to talk about 3 things, and I'm going to tell you those 3 things are really important that you understand how to get the client hooked and impressed about your experience and skills. But before we talk about those 3 things, let me welcome new people. My name is Jesse Kamara. I am a full-time Upwork freelancer, and I've been there for close to 3 years. I have made my mark. I'll count myself as one of the few freelancers who have been successful on the platform. Therefore, I have created this mentorship program, which is a 14 days mentorship program. So if you have not seen the other videos, please go and watch them. This is day 5. And in day 5, we are going to talk about interview techniques, how to get yourself, how to convert invites into successful jobs. Because getting an invite is just 1 step out of 10, all right? Really going into the interview and nailing it, that's like 7 points, all right? So it's really important that you understand these 3 things that I'm going to talk about. So for those of you who will be sticking to the end of this video, I am going to give you real tips that myself have been using and that have been very successful in terms of converting invites into jobs. So number 1, the first thing that you have to do is basically for you to prepare well for the interview. How do you prepare? Number 2 is when you get to the interview, how do you conduct yourself? Now, most people sit down and wait for the client to conduct the interview. But I want you to know that it's actually a collaborative effort to conduct the interview, and that is going to create an amazing impression to the client. So I want you to stay tuned. And then the last one, after the interview, what do you do? What actions do you take? How do you show that you are somebody who is unique and you're an expert, you know what you're doing? So let's start with number 1. How do you prepare for an interview? Naturally, when you have an interview, you become nervous. So let's begin with the invite. When the invite comes into your inbox, you receive the invite. What do you do? Most people go into panic mode. They start doing all sort of crazy things. Some, that's the time they go and watch and read the adverts, which they should have read. They should have understood. If you have been following me, I have told you, you should read the job advert very well. Now, if there are any things on that job advert that you don't understand, most people will go to YouTube, just watch videos, and then they will assume that they understand what is in the job advert. They can now go and impress the client. Most times they fail. So here is what you need to do. When you receive an invite, number 1, you have to determine how well do you understand the job advert? Let's say you put it in percentage. Maybe you have like 70 to 80% understanding. Maybe you have experience in most of the things, about 70 to 80%. For me, that is pretty good. If you have up to 80% understanding of the job advert, it means you have a great chance to win that job. Mostly, I don't just look for jobs that I'm perfectly fit for. I want to see jobs where there are certain skills that I don't have, but I still can go in there, win the job, and then learn those skills. It's important that you are able to learn in a job. You learn, you learn from people. At the same time, you also share your own experience. So don't look for a job unless you are 100% fit for that job before you can apply. You can apply for a job where you have one or two things that you still need to learn to understand. Okay, so if you have 80%, that is pretty good. For the 20%, it is fine that you have basic knowledge. So what do? You go to YouTube, you can go anywhere, you can read, or you can watch a video and then go. Let's say, for instance, you are supposed to understand a particular tool. Let's say Asana. You are supposed to understand that tool. You don't know about Asana. You can go to YouTube, look at the video, learn about Asana, then go and create your account. Create one or two projects in Asana. Use the tool at least for a few hours. Then you familiarize yourself. By doing so, you have not only learned about the tool, but also you have gotten like practical experience, how the tool works, how it will look and feel of the tool. That can help you answer some questions that's unforeseen questions that might come up during the interview. You speak like an expert about the tool because you don't only know, but also you have used the tool. This is really important. Most people just go and read. They don't know. And the problem, I will be talking about this more later. When you go to an interview and you want to share theory, you are there with your academic theory, all of these things. They don't work. Trust me. And clients will just figure it out. They know that you are just full of BS. You don't really know what you are talking about. They can figure it out. Before we move on to the next one, there's one more thing that I want you to know. Some clients will ask you, hey, hello, Jesse, I really read your proposal. I like what you wrote, but I want to meet with you. When are you available to meet? This is an important question. Most people will say, oh, I want to meet with you in the next 3 days because they want to prepare. Pushing the client too far. Know that the client is also interviewing other people. That is a risk that most people take. And later when they come and they are now ready, they start sending messages to the client is not responding. It has happened to a lot of people. For me, as an experienced product manager, as soon as a client asks me when are you available, most times I tell them I'm available now or in the next 1 or 2 hours or maybe tomorrow. Unless the client says, no, can we meet next week? Then I can adjust my time. But I will make it immediately because I want to make sure I'll be the first to create the first impression and I'm there. If you push the client too long, what will happen is if the client go and interview other people and they are impressed with those people, they can just go ahead and hire them because you don't have any agreement with you. So the sooner you respond, the more quickly you can get hired. Also, don't allow when you have sent applications, you sit there, you don't respond. You wait for a day or two before you can even respond to an invite. It shows that you are not professional. It shows that you are not paying attention. So you have to check your Upwork regularly. This is also very important. But if you are going to push for a day or two, that's fine. But make sure that you communicate with the client. Let the client know that you are interested in the job. However, you will need a day or two for you to be able to have an interview, right? So it is important you don't push it too long. The next thing is, how do you appear to the interview? When you get to the interview, most people, when they go to an interview, they are nervous. And it is natural. Guys, everyone gets nervous. Myself, when I started taking interviews, I was a bit nervous. But that is actually a dangerous thing to be nervous. It is dangerous, guys. I'm going to repeat this. It is dangerous for you to be nervous. This is not a do or die situation. This is a situation wherein you are the expert. You should be speaking with confidence. You should be leading the conversation. How do you do it? Let me give you an example. Let's say I jump into an interview. All right. When I get to the interview, the first thing I'll do is before I go to the interview, I'll make sure I try to learn the name of the client. As long as the client has sent me a message, I know the name of the client is already there. So I already know the name of the client. So when I get to the interview, I'll be there maybe a minute or two before the start time. And also I will make sure my background, where I am staying, the place is well lit up. At least if I don't have lights in my house, I can go somewhere to a restaurant or maybe to some kind of anywhere where I can sit and there is proper lighting. Somebody can see my face and there is proper sitting. I'll sit there and look really professional. Get to the interview room. I'll put my camera on with this perfect smiling face, as you can see my face. So I'll just smile and then I will just say, hi, Jesse, how are you? Thank you for reaching out on Upwork. I really so I start the conversation. That's what I'm saying. Right now, I'm not saying things. I'm not thinking about how to go to an interview. So some of these things I'm saying is just crap. But what I'm saying is, get there. Hello, Jesse. How are you? Good. Thank you for inviting me to this interview. I was really impressed with the way you wrote your advert. I think this is going to be good. Maybe I'll talk about something like, for instance, like the weather. Where are you coming from? For instance, yes, I do ask those questions. I'll say, oh, where are you from? Maybe they can say, oh, I'm from the United States. Okay, are you also working as a freelancer, or you are the owner of the business? Or I'm the owner of the business. So basically, you can see I have started a conversation with something different. I don't go straight to the interview. I went straight and tried to talk about something different, because these are just humans. This is just a person who is out there who is trying to build their business. So I just want to understand. Oh, they will say, I'm from the United States. If it's 2 or 3 people, I'll just ask them individually, right? So I start the conversation. I don't wait them to start the conversation. I start the conversation. By doing that, I'm creating some kind of rapport and making the environment at ease. Then also it's creating an impression that Jesse is not someone who is going to be scared to talk to a client or to talk to anybody in the business, because they know exactly what they are doing. They are not scared. They are not timid. They are not nervous. They are in their own game, right? This is your interview. You have to control the game. You have to develop your own game. It does not come easily, guys. You have to learn how to practice. I have actually done countless interviews where somebody sits on the other side, they ask me a question and I respond. That's just it. I have practiced the way I go into interview. I've done this many times. So you have to find someone. You have to be bold enough to practice. And this is where I believe that practice makes you perfect. It makes you better. It makes you beat the nervousness. And that's what I want you to do. So the next thing is, they will ask you, oh, I will tell you about my business. Most people will tell you about their business. And secondly, they will say, tell me about yourself, right? About yourself is a summary that you have to master. So for me, I normally begin where my career began as a product manager. I will tell you my career started like 2017 when I just completed my master's. I worked in a particular organization, built 1 or 2 products there. I moved to the other organization. I was there. I supported them to do X, Y, and Z. And now I am a full-time freelancer. I'm doing this, as you can see on my profile. It's amazing. But most importantly, here are my specializations. This is what I am specialized in. This is what I know how to do. If you give me a job to do it now, this is what I'm going to do for you. That's what I mean. When I say here, most importantly, these are my specializations. Number 1, eliciting a requirement, writing a requirement documents, with acceptance criteria, managing requirement, building and motivating teams to be productive, setting up systems for delivery, and so on. That's what I basically list these things for you, solid points, so that you know that, okay, this guy is solid. By just doing that introduction, you have put yourself aside the competition, but you have to practice that. So once you get to the conversation, you start asking a question. Now, this is where things get muddy for most people, because when they start asking a question, you get panicked. Now, don't worry about the question. Feel relaxed. This is your game. This is your show. I'm saying it and you think it's fun, but if you watch me in an interview, you will laugh. You will not believe that this guy is making thousands of dollars, and just by doing this thing, like, I know my game. I know what I can do. So therefore, I have honed my skills. I know what I'm capable of doing. So going into an interview should not intimidate me to get that job. That's one thing that I know. Either I get it or I don't get it, I move on. That's fine. I'm okay. All right? So now, this is where the thing gets muddy for most people, because when they start asking you questions, you start giving them theory. Let me give you an easy example. Let's say they ask you, how do you manage a project? Most people will start giving you PMP definitions or Prince2 definitions. I have not done any of those courses. I don't even care about those courses. I'm not saying they are not important, just that I don't care. What I care about is the practical things that I know. Of course, in my master's, I did project management. I know the processes. I know all of those things. But I don't go and explain them one after the other. What I do is I say, okay, yeah, let me give you an example. I will start by giving them an example. Say, for instance, we have a product that I just managed. It was a client reached out to us. So I build a storytelling, guys. Storytelling is not just about other things. You know how to sell yourself out there. Put yourself ahead of the competition by selling yourself out there. So what I do is basically I begin to explain the story, and then I get them to a point, and I blow their mind with the way I manage the project. That's what I do. And then you ask me the next question, I'll do the same thing. I'll use practical things that I've done. All right. This is why I'm telling you, when it comes to your portfolio, don't go and copy someone else's portfolio. Do your own portfolio. If you don't have any project, go and create a project. That's the time you manufacture a project. Work on it. Solidify your skills so that when you are telling your story, you can blow their mind with the kind of facts that you are providing. let me pause here. Are we on the same level here? Are we aligned here? All right, I'm just joking with you. Next, after the interview, what you do is basically just send them a note. Say, hello, Jesse, I enjoyed the conversation. This was an interesting and intriguing conversation. So I will not even call it an interview. I'll just call it like, it's just a conversation that we had. All right. So this is how I do it. I send them a note and then I wait and move on to the next job I start applying. There you have it. I want you to go out there and win. Please go and win. Thank you. Most people will skip this episode. This is actually day 6 of the Upwork mentorship program. I am a full-time Upwork freelancer and I have been doing this close to 2 years, and I'm providing this free mentorship to people who wants to begin on Upwork or wants to scale their business on Upwork. In this video, I would be talking about Upwork contracts. All right. How does Upwork contracts work? If you have been coming with me, you have been following me, this is day 6 and we are looking at contracts. Most people think that this is not an important topic. And let me tell you, there are diverse opinions and ideas about Upwork contracts. Everybody have their own way of thinking about it. But I'm going to tell you at the end of this video, I am going to tell you my secret sauce, something that you need to note down if you want to be successful. Because the thing is, it's not just about coming to Upwork, it's about being successful, right? I want you to be successful. I don't just want you to win 1 job, 2 jobs. I want you to be successful. I want you to do well on the platform. That is why I am going through all this step by step, explaining all of these things that you need to understand to be successful. And if you are listening, you've been paying attention, you know I've been really giving you good stuff out there. So let's begin. So now, what are first of all the mistakes that you have to avoid as a freelancer, especially if you are coming into the platform new? Avoid to start work for anyone without a contract. So when you apply for a job, when you apply for a particular job or you apply to a particular job, what happens is that the client will send you an invite. You will receive a message on your message tab, right? So there will be a message. Okay, guys, so I think I will just jump into my computer. When you receive an invite, you will see on this notification bell here, you'll be able to see a notification. Sometimes it just show like a red. There will be some red mark here on this notification bell on this at this corner here. The notification bell there, you see it like a red. So always try to check that bell to know that if you have not received an invite. If you receive an invite, the invite will come like a message like this. You'll see like this, and then you can just click on that message. When you open the message, you'll be able to see the link to that invite, and then click on it and it will take you to the invite. And when you receive an invite, it will have a button that says apply. That's where you click and then apply for your job. All right. That's how you receive an invite. When you apply for the job, what happens is that the clients will receive your proposal. They will review it. And if they're happy with the proposal, of course, all of these steps we've gone through in the previous videos. So you can go and watch it. When the client receives that proposal, they will look at it. If they are happy, they will send you a message. The client has a button that says message the freelancer or hire the freelancer. Okay. They will send you a message. When you receive that message, what will happen is you will see a red dot around this message tab. There will be a red dot, tells you the number of messages that you receive. So when you receive it, what you will do is just click on it. The tab will open like this. So for me, this is a job actually that somebody sends me and says, this like a job, like somebody sent me an invite. Hi, Jesse, your profile looks like a great match for senior web. So this was like an invite that somebody sends me. They saw my profile and then sends me an invite. And then what I did was to send them a proposal. So this is how you receive like a message from someone and then you have a chat with them. Okay, guys. So I was just trying to show you some of the things that you should expect. You will receive a message and then you respond to that message. The client will also receive that message. And then you guys will probably organize an interview. You go to the interview, you have that discussion. Once that interview is finished, before you start work, when the client say, oh, please start to work, ask them to send you an offer. What is an offer? There is a tab on the client's end wherein they have to create a contract. If it is a fixed contract, they will decide whether it is a fixed contract or it is an hourly rate. Of course, that's why when they are even advertising the job, they select whether it is hourly or fixed. Then when they send the advert, so when you are applying as hourly or fixed. So when they are sending you the contract, it should be what you applied for, right? If you applied for a fixed contract, then it should be a fixed contract. With a fixed contract, actually, it comes with milestones. So what it means is the client will decide that they were going to pay you $1,000 to build them maybe a landing page of a website. That will be a milestone. The client will send you an offer. You will accept the offer that, yes, I want to take this offer. Then the client will create that milestone. The client should fund the milestone. What it means is that the client needs to activate for fixed contract. So for the hourly contract, what you need to do is basically the client needs to send you an offer, then you accept the offer. When you accept the offer, the next step for you is for you to download the Upwork desktop app. You need to download it. So let me show you how to get the desktop app. So I'm here. Then I just scroll down to the bottom. You scroll down to the bottom and you see the footer. On the footer here, you will see the desktop app is here, right here. That app is what you have to download if you have an hourly contract. So you can select which version, and that is what you have to use to track. Now let's come back. When you download the app, you will open the app and then log in with your Upwork credentials. They will ask you to log in. So use your email and password that you use for your Upwork account and then log into the app. As soon as you log into the app, Upwork will upload the contract that you've already signed. That is the hourly contract. Then you will see it. You will click on that contract and then you start tracking your hours. So when you begin to track, basically they take a snapshot every 10 minutes and then you start making money. You will see the first 10 minutes, every snapshot is recorded and then the money begins to add to your account. You start seeing the money that you are making on your account. If you go to overview, you will see the money that you are making. So that's how it works. So the number of hours that you work per week, that's how they are going to pay you. So that's how contracts works. And then the next thing is the fixed contract. The fixed contract is a bit risky. Now with the hourly contract, once you make your money, at the end of the week, the money is moved. And when I say at the end of the week, it's basically on Sunday, 12 midnight. So your money will be moved from in progress. It will move to review. There, the client will have chance to review. It will be on review. And from review, you will see it will be moved to pending. So if you're a new freelancer, you have to wait for about 10 days before the money is available to you. So it will be on review for about 5 days. And then it moves to pending another couple of days before it can be available to you for you to withdraw. One thing that you have to note is that hourly contracts are protected. As you can see, there is a process. So both you and the clients are protected. So once you have worked those hours, the snapshots have been taken. Basically, you have to know that snapshots have been taken. And as long as the snapshots are related to the work of the client, you working for the client, then that is fine. The client can no longer say, oh, I'm not going to pay Jesse because he has not done any work. No, the client will have to pay you. Otherwise, they will file a petition. If you file a petition or the client file a petition, Upwork will review the work that you have done. They will look at all the screenshots, and if the screenshots are related to what the client has asked you to do, then they will not refund the money. But if client has asked you to build a web page and then your screenshots are showing you watching YouTube tutorials or doing something else, what will happen is they will take the money and refund it to the client. So both the client and yourself are protected. So you have to be careful when taking the screenshot. Don't take screenshots. When you know you are not working for the clients, don't take screenshots. It is only when you are doing the client's work, that's when you take screenshots. So you have to know that. Next, let's go to fixed contract. Fixed contract means that you are going to be paid a fixed amount of money to deliver a fixed task. When a client has recruited you and they said, oh, I want you to start working, the first thing that you have to do is to tell the client that please send me an offer. And one thing that you have to know, the protection with hourly rates is more stronger than the protection for fixed rates. All right. So for fixed rates, there is some steps that you need to take and you have to be deliberate for you to get paid. Otherwise, you will get scammed. Somebody will tell you to do work for them and you will finish the work. They will take the result and then they don't pay you. That is why I want you to pay attention carefully, and I'm going to walk you through step by step. Once the client sends you an offer, you accept the offer. The client now will now go and create a milestone. When they create a milestone, you receive a message that a milestone has been created. You want the client to activate the milestone. Activating the milestone means that the client is actually going to put money. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you this process with a freelancer that I'm working with, so that you see how this is done, because it's really important that you know how to do this. So you will see here that they are asking me to fund and activate a milestone, right? So you need to do this. This is really important. This guy, we've worked on a couple of milestones. You can see one of them is this one paid. The other one is this paid. Another one is paid. So basically what the client needs to do is to create a new milestone. So they will add a milestone. The name of the milestone is basically TikTok Creative Program, and the cost is $150. So this is how the clients will create a milestone. They will put a description. Sometimes they go deeper and provide specific things, so they can add as many details as they want. And I can save this milestone and add another one, but I just want to save because this is the only one that I want to create. All right. So what happens is that this milestone will be created. Upwork is telling me that, okay, you need to activate this milestone. Okay, you've created a milestone. Can you activate and fund the milestone? Some clients will just ignore this and leave it. So now the milestone has been created. This freelancer will receive a message. Jesse has created a milestone for you, and then they can look at that milestone. See, so they have received this view contract updated. So they can now come and view if they want to view it. They can see the same message that I'm currently seeing. They will see it from their end. Now, but what you have to note is that I have not activated the milestone yet. So you have to go and check. So what I will say is go and check and see if the milestone has been updated. Otherwise, you will just see a milestone like this. It is pending. All right. The milestone is pending. It has not been activated. I need to fund the milestones. The client will be able to see I have created a milestone, and they will be super excited to know that I have funded this milestone. Now you can see the milestone is active and funded. The money currently is with Upwork. Upwork will now take the money from my account and put it on their own account, which means if I don't want to pay the freelancer can dispute this milestone, and then Upwork will review the work. Then because Upwork has the money, so they will decide they can either give all of the money to or they can give some money to the freelancer and then give him the money. So these are difficult to dispute because it's about explanation. So what happens once this is done? If I click on pay, what will happen is that Upwork will take the money and pay the freelancer. It means I have received my work, right? But now what is important is that before I click on pay, the freelancer should have submitted the work. So as a freelancer, you should submit your work. When you submit your work, that I've done this, I've finished the landing page for the website. Here is the link to the landing page, and the client reviews it. They are happy and they are okay. They want you to move to the next milestone. Then they should pay you for that milestone that you've already completed before you move on to the next milestone. Don't allow the client to say, oh, work on that other milestone. Once you do, I'll just group and pay. No. Let them pay you for each milestone that you complete. Otherwise, they will hold on to your money, and then at the end of the day, paying you becomes a problem. So what happens is that I can now add another milestone. I can add as many milestones as I want. But what is really important, if you are working milestone by milestone, when you finish it, even if you decide to work on a group of milestones, once you finish those milestones, make sure the client pays you, and then you move on to the next milestone. This is how it works. Once you submit your work, they will just say pay. And once they click that pay, the money is now removed from Upwork's account and then put on the freelancer's account. That's how it works. All right, guys. Thank you. See you on the next one. We are going to talk about something really, really important that can speed up your career on Upwork. But before that, let me take this off. My name is Jesse Kamara. I am a full-time freelancer, and I've been there for close to 2 years now, and I've been making my own mark. And this is a 14-day series of training for people who want to become freelancers. In this video today, we are going to look at ways that you can speed up your career on Upwork. If you've been on the platform for a while, you will notice that growth on the platform is a bit slow. Sometimes it's a bit sluggish. You get slower and slower. Sometimes you even tend to discourage. That has discouraged many people. They've started, some have sent a lot of proposals, but it's not working. It's not that you are not doing your best. It's just difficult. It's because the competition, the platform is so competitive. Freelancing is the only thing that you can do online wherein most times you are required to spend $0. However, if you have some few dollars, there are things that actually you can do that can speed up your ability to win jobs, in addition to the things that I've already mentioned in previous videos. So if you are new here, I am going to encourage you to go and watch from day 1. Start from day 1, day 2, up to this is day 7. All right. Watch this video and then go and watch the rest of the days, because there is consistent knowledge and ideas on how you can build your career, start your freelancing journey, and become the pro that you want to become. All right. Today we are going to look at specific tools And at the end of the video, I am going to explain the key things that you really need to focus on to be successful. The key things, how can you combine this tool in terms of like developing a strategy that can work. All right, so let's get back to my computer and try to see how we can wrap our heads around this. One thing that you have to understand is that Upwork has built the platform in such a way that they can both maximize their own profit as well as help you as a freelancer to do well. So there are features that they've built that can help you really enhance your visibility on the platform. And those are the features that we want to talk about today. And they can help you if you know how to combine them. The first feature that I want us to really focus on today is this availability badge. All right. In previous videos, I have basically like mentioned it in passing, but today I want to talk about these two features. Actually, this one, the availability badge and boost your profile. They said you can promote your profile with ads. What does that mean? So let's talk about the availability badge. So Upwork is like a platform where people work almost 24 hours, 7 days a week. That's basically how people operate on the platform. So now what Upwork is doing is that they want to show you this badge to show that you are available. So the freelancer is available. You can turn on this badge by paying for it, and then the client will know that you are online. So basically all you have to do is to click on this pencil icon. So now you can see here, it's asking me for the maximum number of connections. Set the limit you are willing to spend per week. We'll turn the badge off automatically if the price exceeds this number. The price to turn on the badge can change. So we will turn the badge off automatically if the price exceeds your maximum. For me, for instance, the current price is 7 connects per week. You can actually buy connects. I think I've explained this, so most of you guys understand what this is, but I'm just trying to explain it for people that are new. So connects, they are like points that you buy, and Upwork sells them like $1.5 for 10 connects. So if you want 10 connects, you have to spend like $1.5. You are going to put how many connects you want to spend. So for now, the price is 7. I can increase that number if I want. Also, they show you like the number of connects that you currently have available. If you don't have much connects, you can go there and buy 10 connects for $1.5. You can go up to, I think they even have like, you can put custom amount of connects that you want. So you can buy that, okay? Let me now buy. I don't want to spend 20 connects. I just want to spend 7. I just want to turn it on for now. Check it now. If you look at here, you see that I'm online. So when you're online, the client can simply know that Jesse is online, so they can easily contact me. That's one thing. Then the next thing is they will show this tag here that says available now, which means I am online and I'm also available, right? So they can easily reach out to me. That's what it does. So in the public view, they will see that Jesse is available now, and that can really, really help me to stand out. Most Upwork tutorials tell you about the things you must do to be successful on Upwork. How about if we look at the things that you must not do to be successful? Of course, there are mistakes that most new freelancers and even existing freelancers make on Upwork that actually hinder their success. So in this video, we are going to talk about the 5 most important things that you must not do on Upwork that can significantly hinder your success on the platform. Of course, I have put the last 2 as the most important ones because I want you to watch the rest of the video. Most of you don't want to watch the rest of the video. You just want to watch some part of the video. In any case, guys, this is day 8 on the Upwork mentorship program. So if you are new to this channel, my name is Jessica Ma. I am a full-time Upwork freelancer, and I'm providing this content to help a lot of people out there who wants to begin Upwork. Now let's go to the 5 mistakes. So there are 5 things. Now, Upwork is a very, very competitive platform. I have said this countless times. And for you guys that are new, that are watching this, please go and watch from day 0 and coming upwards, because you'll be able to understand the full context of what we are doing. There are significant mistakes that people make. Sometimes they don't know, and even it hinders your growth on the platform. And those mistakes, you need to be aware of them if you really, really want to be successful. Success on Upwork requires a lot of things, and it requires you to be very attentive to these things that I'm going to talk about. So the first thing is underpricing your services. This is a very tricky one. I must say, because you have heard me said in this channel that when you are starting off, there are two paths that you can take. You can take the path wherein you have a higher rate, and you can take a path wherein you have a lower rate. It depends on your experience level, what kind of experience you have, and the value that you are bringing on the table. However, undervaluing what this actually is talking about, you must not undervalue your services. Let's say I am a client and I post a job on the platform. If I post a job on the platform and then I put a rate, say from $10 to $20 per hour, this is what I want to pay for this particular job. What I have seen from recruiting freelancers and what normally happens is that you see a lot of freelancers, instead of them putting the minimum that the client has indicated, they will put, instead of $10 as the minimum, they will put $5 because they want to get the job. So they use that strategy basically to lure the clients in to hire them. Now, this works. Of course, most clients will fall for it and they will hire you. But now what happens is that the clients will have question mark in their mind. There are two dangers to this. The first one is the client will doubt the quality of your work, because if you are willing to drop your rate at that level, it means you know that you are not providing quality work, or your output is not high. You are basically undervaluing yourself, and that means you are someone that the client has to micromanage, you see. So that doubt is in the back of the client. They will not tell you, but it's always there. The second danger is that because the client has looked at the size of the work, and then they have decided that if I pay somebody minimum $10, they'll be able to work with me and they'll be happy on the job. And then you apply with $5. What happens? You are not happy in that role because you are doing so much and then you are getting paid less. And you know that the rate for this job was $20, right? And now you start worrying, you start trying to get the client to increase your rate. And that's how you get fired. Most people get fired because the client will not be happy. You are the one who said you are okay to work at $5. And guess what? In addition to that, most people even leave out the feature that Upwork has had, wherein you can actually set when you want your rates to be included. They leave it out. They don't feel it just because they want to get a job. That is a mistake. Even if you are a new freelancer, even if you have zero experience, I'm going to tell you now, don't ever do that. Make sure you value yourself. In as much as you don't have to exaggerate your rates, you have to value the services that you're providing. Don't allow yourself to go below what the client has already indicated. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. At what level should I set my rates? Now, if you are new, let's say you are just coming from the university, you've never worked, your experience is so and so, you are not sure about things that you're doing, it is okay, guys. That's why the rate, it is something that you can control. This is where I normally say, look at your level of work and the value that you are providing. What kind of work are you doing? If I'm a software developer, I will not put my rate at $5. I can, maybe for the most, I'll put my rate at $10, maybe for 1 or 2 months, and then I'll change that rate. Okay. But if you are a designer, likewise, you don't have to put your rate very low. But let's say I'm a virtual assistant and I don't have too much of experience, I can put my rate at $5. I know virtual assistant jobs is not a difficult job. You just need to organize emails and there, here and there, right? You have to know the kind of value you are providing, what kind of specialization, and what is the rate range around that particular specialization. Then you fix your rates. The reason why, if you are totally new and you are inexperienced, why I would advise you to put your rates a little bit lower. I am not contradicting myself, by the way. I said a little bit lower. It means you can put it $5, you can put it $10, right? Your rates. The reason is you don't have a strong portfolio. You don't have very strong feedback on the platform. Maybe your testimonials are so and so. So you need to make sure you put your rate low. There are clients that are looking for people that are entry level so they can hire you and then coach you. When you get to those jobs, don't focus on the job. Focus on learning and creating a very positive relationship with that client so that they can provide you a positive feedback. So next time when you are applying for another job, you have increased your rate. That's how you work it. If you are coming from a 9-to-5 job, you are now an experienced person, don't put your rate down. Look for people that are doing the same thing on the platform and look for the rates range that is more common and then pull that one. That's what it is. That mistake, don't make it, guys. Make sure you stand your ground and push, because if you get that job, you'll be happy and everything will go on well. The second mistake is writing general proposals. Now, I have taught in this program many times how to write proposals. I have even shown you step by step different type of proposals because I want you to learn the method. I've emphasized that you need to create a method for yourself on how to write a proposal. I have seen people, they have only one template of proposal, and it's just a general proposal for their specialization. So whenever they see a job, they just go and grab that template and just drop it. Sometimes even the job is going this way and then the template is going that other direction. That is crazy, guys. It's crazy because it makes you look really stupid. Sorry to say that, but that's the truth. Actually, it makes you look really, really like an idiot. Why should you send your proposal in that way? I'm not trying to abuse you, but what I'm saying is I want you to think about it. If you are the client and somebody sends you a proposal which is totally misaligned from the realities of what you are looking for as a client, you'll just become angry with that person. You will not even want to talk to them because definitely they have not shown any effort. They have not put any effort. So creating a generic template is not bad, but the way you use it, that's where the problem is. So here is what I advise you to do. Always create more than 3 or 4 templates. Have several templates that you've created within that same specialization. Let's say it's an Excel specialization. Maybe you are a data entry specialist, right? Create like 4 templates based on jobs that you've seen on the platform. Look for jobs and then tailor your template according to those jobs. So when a job is posted, what you do, look for the template that is very close to that particular job and then go over it. Make sure you look at the job adverts and then adjust your templates. Adjust your template according to what the client has required. I've taught on how to show value, the value that you're contributing to the client to help them grow their business. So that's why if you've not seen those videos, go and see those videos where I talked about how to develop proposals. It's very important that you learn those basics. Now, when you create these 4 templates, make sure they are tailored. So whenever you want to send, the reason why you're creating 4 is because there is a different approach for each job advert, right? That is sent. So you look for the various job adverts on Excel data entry or Excel specialists, and then you create templates for each of those to match them. So when a job is posted, most likely if you have 4 templates, it most likely aligns with 1 template, and then you take that one, clean it up, make sure you align it with the job advert, and then apply. Then also it will reduce the amount of time you will spend to create. If you just have a single template to refine that template, if you have 4, it will reduce the amount of time you spend, because to be honest, you have to be really fast to send your proposal. So if you spend 30 to 1 hour cleaning up your template and then submitting it, that is a very decent time, right? But you cannot spend 3-4 hours to just send a proposal unless you have to boost your proposals. So stop sending generic template. They hurt you badly. And sometimes some clients will even block you so that you will not apply to their jobs again. All right, ignoring Upwork policies. Okay, this is the boring one. Most people don't want to read Upwork policies. They think this is not necessary for me. I just want to look for jobs. Now, guys, let me tell you, most people sometimes wonder, okay, Jesse, how did you get successful on the platform? They just thought it's just my smile. I have this cute smile. It's just a joke. It's not about my smile, but most people just think that maybe I know how to package myself. Maybe I have something that I'm saying that I'm not showing you guys on this platform. Guys, I've shown you my account. I've shown you the proposal that I've submitted. There's nothing I'm hiding. The only thing that is stopping you is you, because probably you are not understanding my tutorials, or maybe you don't want to spend the time to actually learn the things that I'm talking about. You just want to bypass. You want to find the shortcuts. That's not how it works. If you want to be successful on Upwork, you have to do the work, the upfront work. Put yourself down, put yourself together, and then do the work. When you are finished with that work, you will see your success will start coming. And one of that work is for you to read the Upwork policies. So most people tend to ignore it. But I will tell you, there are key things that you need to understand. Number 1, how does the Upwork contract work? What is the policy for Upwork contract, fixed contracts, and also hourly rates? How does it work? How does Upwork protect you, right? And also protect the client. You need to understand how that works. Number 2, what does the badges mean, right? Rising star, top rated plus. How do you get that? How does feedback works within the platform? These are critical things that you need to learn about and understand, because if you do, you will know that when a client sends you a feedback, it will only appear on your job when you respond to that feedback. So let's say, for instance, you already know that this client is going to leave you a nasty feedback. Why would you leave them a feedback in the first place? Now you get that. You get the tip, right? If you don't know that, what will happen is you will go and leave feedback for that client. The nasty feedback of the client will show on your profile. If you don't want to show that, just don't reply to the client. Don't send them a feedback. Don't say anything. Just leave them. Then the feedback will just stay with the client. You don't get to see the feedback, but also the feedback does not get to show on your profile. Why am I telling you this? This is important because sometimes it might not be your fault for you to fall away with a particular client, but they are just difficult to work with. So they want to leave a very nasty feedback for you. You don't need to get that feedback on your profile. Why would you do that? You want to halt or break your career on Upwork? No. These are the things that are really important. How does payment work? How does Upwork, all these other things, how do you get money out of the platform and so on? So you need to read these policies. Most people ignore them and they hurt you. And then when they hurt you, start scrambling, looking for answers, how to solve this problem. Don't fall into that trap if you are trying to get started on Upwork. Now let's get to the top 2 items that I really want you to pay attention to. Number 4 is poor communication. Now, okay, I know what you think. You will say, oh, Chelsea, you've talked about this before. I know what you mean. This is not too important, but I will tell you that is the most important one. That is the most important mistake most people make. They don't sharpen. They don't practice how to communicate with clients. And if you don't practice and you don't do well in communicating well with clients, what will happen is the client, they will not want to work with you. Communication is a huge part of freelancing. Let me repeat that again. You knowing how to communicate with clients, having that body language, knowing how to communicate with a client is a huge part of you becoming successful. The reason why most freelancers struggle to be successful is because their communication is poor. So now communication is not something that you are born with. This is something that you can learn, and it takes a lot of practice. It requires you to start speaking English at home. It requires you to speak clearly when you're communicating with clients. Be clear, not just in terms of speaking, but also in writing. Be very clear. Make sure your grammar is aligned. The clients can understand you. If the clients cannot understand you, it's a problem. And that is why most time clients even have these interviews with us. They want to see your body language, how confident you are. They want to see how well you can speak, or probably how well, because they've already read your proposal, so they will assume that you know how to write. Communication is so important, and it requires consistent practicing. If you have to have an interview with a colleague or a friend or your sister or your brother, sit down with them, just get interview tests, right? Just do a dry run on interview. Learn how to take interviews. Learn how to communicate and connect with clients. Guys, I've talked about this. I've gone through the details. I've even shared my method of interviewing with a client. If you master communication, your ability to communicate and connect with a client, and for them to be kind of interested and impressed by the way you communicate with them, then you will be successful on Upwork. You will be landing big clients. Last but not the least, it's the most important one. Do not ignore client feedback. Let me give you this scenario. Now, most people, when they start freelancing, the biggest mistake that they make is they think that, okay, I am a freelancer, so I can do whatever I want. That's a mistake. You cannot do whatever you want, because there is something that is intermediary between you and the client. And that is the platform. The Upwork platform is an intermediary, and it is kind of moderating your attitude and also the client's attitude towards each other, so that you guys can have a positive relationship. Now, you also have to know that clients are spending their money to pay you to do their work. So you have to be serious about delivering. I don't want to teach you something here thinking that, oh, I just go there and make money and then I disappear. I have seen nasty feedbacks on Upwork wherein most freelancers, when they start a job, when they don't understand the job, or maybe they don't know what to do, they just disappear. Instead of them going back to the client and say, oh, I thought I was able to do this job, or this was what I thought, but unfortunately, I don't have the skills that you need. If there is something else that I can do for you, please let me know, but this is really too tough for me. The work is too much, the pay is low. I would rather want to drop off. Maybe you can get someone else. Just be honest. Just be sincere to yourself. But most people, they will just disappear. If a client provides that kind of feedback that you are someone that disappears 2 or 3 days and don't show up, that can destroy your career, because once that feedback is there, any client that sees that feedback, they will never hire you. Feedback is one of the strongest weapons that can either make you or destroy you on the platform. Client feedback is more trusted by most clients than whatever you are going to write in that proposal, or whatever portfolio you've written, or whatever English you know how to write. Feedback from other clients is more important to clients than any other thing. So if you receive a very nasty feedback, know that your account is finished. The only thing that you have to do maybe is to create another account. So this is why it is really, really important that you don't ignore clients' feedback. Now, most clients, they provide you basic feedback, not on the platform. They tell you during the time that you are working with them. They will tell you that, okay, this is what you need to do and do this, or maybe you did not do well. I was expecting you disappeared for a day or two. Why was that? They bring it up. Now, that is a soft way of them giving you feedback that they don't like it, right? So if a client raises an issue during the time when you are working, make sure you adjust your attitude, and sometimes just be sincere. If you are not available for tomorrow, just say, client A, I won't be available for tomorrow. But most people, what they will do, they will take on multiple jobs, and then they disappear from these clients, appear for this one for 2 or 3 days, and then they switch over to the other client. That will not help you to grow, unless you are just somebody on the platform who just want to create few dollars, and then they kick you out of the platform, because the clients can even report you. They can report you to Upwork. They can block your account. So you don't think that you are free to just do anything that you want. As your mentor, I would advise you to not ignore clients' feedback. Take clients' feedback very seriously and respond to those feedback promptly. If you know that a client is treating you unfairly and you don't think that you can work with them, the best thing you can do is to politely ask them that you are leaving the job, so that you don't think that the job is a good fit for you. Leave their job quietly. And if you are not sure that the client is going to provide a positive feedback for you, all you have to do, don't provide feedback for that client, and then your feedback will not show. The only thing might affect your job success score, but that is fine. Rather than you having a very nasty feedback that can affect your account. It does not just affect that particular job, it affects your entire account, because other clients will see that feedback. So guys, there you have it. These are key 5 mistakes that most people make. They tend to ignore it, and some of these things I emphasize them because I want to make sure you can understand them. Thank you for watching, and see you on the next one. What happens when a client hires you? That is a valid question if you are working on Upwork. You might not have thought about it, but I have thought about it because I am your mentor. My name is Jesse Kamara. I am a full-time freelancer on Upwork, and this is a mentorship program that I provide for people that want to start on Upwork. So if you are new to this channel, welcome, and we are happy to have you on board. In this video today, we are going to dive deep into what happens when a client hires you on Upwork, what you should expect, what are the things that you should expect. So I'm just going to share my own experience as somebody who has worked there. I've won a couple of jobs, and I've worked with different shapes of clients, women and men. I know how some of these clients behave, and what you should know, what you should expect, and what you should have at the back of your mind. So if you have been thinking about this, I think this video will be very useful for you. Most people, maybe you are convenient, you are comfortable with this particular topic, but there are a lot of people who are not comfortable because they've never had a job, like a remote job, so they don't know what to expect, and they might doubt, what's going to happen, what would happen, what kind of things I should expect, right? And to be honest, it's a bit scary because you might have met with the client, maybe you have a conversation, but how do you start? How do you get yourself ready? What happens, and so on and so forth. So the first thing that I will say with regards to this particular topic is, firstly, you have to make sure that the client has hired you. So the client sending you an invite or interviewing you. After the interview, and then this sending you a message that, oh, Jesse, you have been hired, I would like to go with you, does not mean that they have hired me. There is a process within Upwork that requires them to create an offer for you, right? They have to create an offer and then hire you. So if you have been following the 14 days mentorship program, there is a video, I don't remember the number, I don't remember the day exact. That particular video teaches you exactly what you need to know about how the client hires you, like the things that the client should do. So they need to send you an offer. What that means is the client will have to create an offer on Upwork and then send it to you. Then you have to accept that offer. Once that offer has been accepted by you, it means the next step for you is to download the Upwork desktop app. So you download it. If it is an hourly rate, you install it on a computer. It can be Mac or it can be Windows. When you install it, you log in. The app will ask you to log into your Upwork account. So when you log in, immediately you will see all the contracts that you have on Upwork. They will appear on that app. Then you can just select the one that you are working on. That app will take snapshots of all the work that you're doing. So it's very important. So go and watch that video. I've explained everything step by step how this works. But what I want to talk about today is after that process, they sent you an offer and now you've accepted the offer, what you should expect. The first thing that you should expect is that the client will have a discovery call with you. So what that means is most clients don't know this, to be honest, but if you already know this, you have to seek a discovery call. Let's say I am a client, I have hired you. I need to have a call with you to tell you about my business. I would explain everything. And the one thing I would advise is don't sit there and start taking notes. If there is a way you can record that call, do the recording. You can even ask the client that, can we please record this call? If it is done on Google Meet, maybe it's a free account, you'll not be able to record it. But you can ask the client to switch to Zoom, wherein you'll be able to record at least 40 minutes of that call and then you have it. So the discovery call is where the client tells you about their business, what they are doing. Don't just rush and jump into trying to work for the client immediately, unless it is something like you are fixing a problem. Those jobs that are very short, a day or two, maybe few days or something like that, right? Those jobs, those are more like fixed contracts. But for a job that will take you 3, 4, 5 months, like I've shown you, go for jobs that are going for longer time. Normally, you have to have that discovery call. I do a client discovery call. We talk about client business. They tell me how they are running their business and which problem they want me to solve, or how do they see me? How do I fit into their business? This is really important, that call. Once you have that call, then I will ask the client like to set up like what does the week look like? All right. How should my week look like? What do they expect? In this area, sometimes I do provide guidance for the client because they've not worked with a freelancer before. So they are very new to the platform. So they struggle to actually understand how to work with a client. I've worked with the clients in that respect, where the client was just trying to expand their business. They've never worked with any freelancer before. And I was like the first recruit in their team. So I had to help them to set up how the week should look like. So what I mean by that is you can tell the client that, okay, let's have like a weekly check-in call. It depends on the nature of the job if you are able to work independently. Otherwise, you can have something like 2 or 3 times per week you can meet. And also we set up like Slack. They can tell you, okay, in the morning or on Tuesday we'll meet and then discuss the goals of the week. At the end of the week, I will give you updates and tell you that these are the things that are completed. I will ask them about the tools that they are using for communication. Is it okay to communicate through Upwork, or is it okay for us to use Slack? If you don't know what Slack is a communication tool. It's one of the most widely known and accepted communication tool. It's very easy to learn. You can go on YouTube and learn something about Slack so that you just understand how that is used. You can lay out the week. So every week, that's a pattern, right? And then some clients will also walk you through their tools. Some clients have like customized tools that they use. So they will tell you that these are the tools that we use. There is orientation, and you should seek orientation. Even if the client does not want to give you orientation, tell the client to give you orientation that you will appreciate. Sometimes you even have people that are outside that are not the ones who interviewed you that will come and give you orientation because the client already has a team. Once you join, maybe the first day, there will not be much. It's about meet and greet. They will bring different people that will talk to you. They will just introduce you to their tools. They will add you to Slack. They will add you to different tools, right? During that period, what you need to do is to familiarize yourself with those tools. So when you send your email to them, monitor your email. That's what I would expect. Monitor your email. So when you are invited, you accept and then familiarize yourself with those tools. Those are for big companies or for big agencies. They already have these tools. They already have these structures. So they would have to invite you in all of those platforms. So you have to follow up. Make sure you wrap your head around that before you can have the discovery call. Then after that, they will have a discovery call, probably with an operations manager or maybe somebody that you will be working with. Maybe it will be your manager. So you will have to have that call. So when you have that call, that's the time you ask all of your questions because you've been following through. You've signed up to all of these tools. You want to ask questions about specifically your role, what you will be doing. Like that client is very big, so they don't have time to go into all the details. They expect you to be somebody who is experienced, you are mature, you know what to do, right? So I had to move very fast to learn things very fast. My colleagues whom we were hired together, some of them could not make it because the environment is fast. So you need to learn very, very fast. So when the client has introduced you, the next thing is for you to start taking steps. Now if you are lucky, you have a manager who provides you like a list of tasks that you do on a daily basis. You are the lucky one. For people like us who are already like managers, you are the one who is expected to create tasks for other people. You need to familiarize yourself with your team. So if I have a team, I need to go and have calls individually. It depends the size of the team. If the team is very large, then I can just have like a general call. But if it is a very small team and everybody has like a specific thing that they are doing, they are individual performing different roles, what I would do is I will have a call with individual people trying to understand what they are doing, where they are, what kind of tasks they currently have, and all of those things. Once I have collected that information, now I am equipped to be able to ask, okay, Mr. A, what way are you doing last week? Mr. B, like that. So I'll be able to put together that work and then find a tool where I manage all of this work and then start to think about what would be the next steps. And those next steps, I will now go to my manager or whoever, maybe the CEO of the company, to map out, to create like a roadmap, what we need to do for the next 2 or 3 months, right? So I can, well equipped, I know what kind of decisions I need to make to move forward. That's how you prepare yourself. It takes a lot of thinking, a lot of learning. That first week, there's a lot of learning. I have to accept that in this video, I've given you like too much information, right? But I think this is really important too. So when you are getting into a job, you need to understand whether you are working within a team or you are the leader of that particular team or something like that. Once you understand, you put yourself where you're supposed to be, then you need to figure it out how to move forward. But you can see in this video, I've provided like a lot of information. If you think there is something that you want me to go deeper into, let me know on the comment and then we can go into it. Otherwise, see you in the next video. I decided to add 4 more mistakes that we normally make on Upwork that leads us to not become successful as we're supposed to be. I have seen freelancers that are very, very talented. They are smart, they know what they are doing, they are intelligent, they are technically competent. But just because of silly mistakes, funny mistakes that they make, it normally hurts them and it hurts their account. And I hate to see this. In as much as I talk about what you need to do to be successful, I also want to talk about those things really that you need to avoid that can hurt your account. This is day 10 of the mentorship program, but I want to also add things that you need to avoid that can hurt your account on Upwork. I normally organize these mistakes by order of importance. So the last one is normally the most important one. And I do go into details because I want to make sure you understand how important it is for you to take that mistake very serious so that you will not make it and it will not hurt your career on Upwork. The first one is overcommitting and overpromising. Now, I have seen a lot of freelancers who, even in their proposals, they start overcommitting, right? They start overpromising. Any job, anything that the client says, they are willing to do it. You are not there to beg the clients, okay? You are providing a service to the clients. And if you are providing the service to the client, you need to be paid for that service. Don't go and overpromise and then you underdeliver. That is a big mistake that most people do. For instance, they will say, oh yes, I will do it. I will build your website in a week. A website that is probably how many pages? Maybe 20 pages or 30 pages you want to go and build in a week. How do you do that? That's sometimes, if the client is a technical person, they will know that that is BS. That is total BS. Like, you cannot build a website like that in 1 week. So they will know that you're lying. People overpromise in their proposal. They put things there that they don't even know how to do. They don't even know how to get through them. And that is what leads them to disappear. When the clients start demanding those things, that you need to provide these things, you said you are going to do these things, now provide them, then they disappear. They are nowhere to be found. Don't do that. All right. Now, what I normally do is to underpromise. Underpromise in a very technical and very creative way. Even if I know I am going to deliver this work, for instance, I'm going to deliver this work within a week, I would say I will try and deliver this maybe in 1 or 2 weeks. I will not say exactly a week. I will say in 1 or 2 weeks, maybe a little over a week. Do you see the way I put it? Maybe a little over a week. So if I am unable to deliver that work within a week, the clients will still understand that I said maybe a little over a week. They know that I did not say a week. I can defend myself. I'll be able to provide reasons why I need more time. But if I can deliver it within a week, I will still say a little over a week, and then I deliver less than a week. the client will be more pleased. You have under-promised and then you over-delivered. You don't have to be like trying to praise yourself or trying to exaggerate the work that you are doing just to please the client, and then at the end of the day, you are not able to deliver. That can hurt you because the client will see you as incompetent. You've raised the expectations of the client, and then at the end of the day, you are not able to meet those expectations. Let's face it, reality is chaotic. So if you go and overpromise, overcommit, and then at the end of the day, you are not able to meet those demands, that is your problem. Sometimes you think a task is very simple, but in reality, it is much more than that. Always create room. Say, let me figure it out. Let me take a look at it, and then I'll get back to you. They'll say, oh, yes, I'll do it. You know, some people have that attitude, just answering without thinking. This is critical. It can hurt you because when you start failing those deadlines, when you start missing, when you start disappearing, the client will know that you are nothing but a BS, somebody who is not reliable. You are not a reliable person, and that can hurt you a lot. Now, let's go to the next. Failing to protect your payment. What does that mean? It means you need to have an offer before you work. Somebody can send you an offer without omitting funds. You need to see that the funds have been activated. They must activate the milestones, especially for milestones for fixed contracts. They must activate the milestone of that particular work that you are supposed to do. They can fund the milestone and activate it. It means when they said activate it, it means that Upwork has taken the money from the client's account and now it is now in the Upwork account. When you finish the work, Upwork will now decide to pay you. So it is no longer the client. The client is only responsible to click on the button to say pay. If they don't do it, you can report to Upwork and Upwork will check the work and then transfer the money to you. So you have to make sure that is clear. That's why I said look at Upwork policies on this area. Read and understand how this works so that you understand how to protect yourself. Don't be in a rush. Most people have been duped or scammed on the platform where somebody sent a job to them because they are so in a hurry. They go and do the work and submit the work. At the end of the day, they are not paid. Don't be a victim of that. I don't want any of you guys to be a victim of that. Make sure you always have a contract and an offer and the funds are activated. You will see it on your dashboard that these funds have been activated. What it means is that the funds have been moved from the client's credit card to Upwork's platform. Moving on to the next. Ignoring clients' requirements. This is directly tied down to the first mistake, which is most times people overpromise. When you overpromise, what happens is that you tend to ignore the client's requirements because the client will now develop expectations. And then they give you certain requirements that these and these are the things that you need to do. They give you a task, they tell you exactly what needs to be done. You start ignoring them. You pretend as if you don't see them. That is a mistake. It will hurt you. What do you do in this case? If that is happening to you and you know that maybe you don't have the skill set or you are not competent enough or you are not experienced enough to do the work according to what the client is asking, simply let the client know that you are not clear about the job and you don't know how to go about doing that particular work. If they can provide you with some guidance, you'll be able to see what you can do, right? Then have a call. Some clients are generous enough. They will be very polite and they will be willing to show you, explain to you what is really happening. They will be really polite and willing to show you what you need to do so they can do it. If you know that there is something that you are unable to do or you are not sure about, make sure you let the client know. Don't ignore it. Don't pretend as if you know and then you are not doing what the client is asking. Ignoring the client's requirements is a serious mistake that most people do. Clients will think that you are incompetent or you are not detail-oriented and then they can terminate your contract. So don't do that. So the last but not the least, which is the most important one, is neglecting professionalism. Now, neglecting professionalism is not the same as not being professional. Not being professional means that you are not professional. Maybe you are just somebody who does not have professionalism in yourself. You don't know how to behave in a professional way. What are some of these behaviors? For instance, showing up in meetings on time. You are there on time. Most people, they are late to meetings. Most people didn't accept meeting invites. Most people, they don't care when the client send them a message. The message will stand there. They will see it. They will just want to finish something before they respond to a message. That is seen as unprofessional. It's an unprofessional attitude towards you. Like that's how the client will see it. They will see it as if you are not a professional person. Now, neglecting professionalism, what it really means is that maybe at the beginning of the contract or at the beginning of the job, you are really into this job and you are there, you are doing everything you can. You respond promptly, you communicate well, you are very interactive, you are warm, people enjoy working with you. But then as you start getting this money and everything, you start getting your paychecks, you are enjoying the cash, then you start neglecting, you start coming to meeting late, you respond very late to messages, you are very sluggish, you disappear for a day or two and then show up. That is neglecting your professionalism. And guess what? When you start to neglect those things, the client will notice. They will know that you are no longer warm. You are no longer there. You are not present. Maybe your attention is somewhere else. Maybe you are doing something else. So most times you tend to be vague when saying things. You are not assertive. You are not sure about what you are saying. The client will know that your attention is no longer on the job. And that's what makes they will terminate your contract and then find someone else who is more interested in the job. This normally happens when a freelancer has another job. Maybe they got this first job and they are dedicated in it and then they continue to apply, then they find another job. Most freelancers don't know how to manage two jobs because they are not competent enough to do this kind of thing, to manage two jobs. What will happen is their attention on one of the jobs will drop. So they are just like vague. They don't know how to balance their time or manage their time. So they become unprofessional. They start missing meetings. They don't accept meeting invites. They kind of tend to be shallow in their explanation or their reporting and so on. So when you neglect your work like that, the client will figure it out and then they will terminate your contract. And when they terminate your contract, sometimes they provide a very nasty feedback for you, which is not good for you. And also they provide a rating that is very low, which can affect your job success score. Guys, there you have it. See you on the next one. In this video, I am going to show you exactly how I made over $150,000 on Upwork. I want to tell you exactly why I succeeded in the first place on Upwork. And I don't want to talk much. I want us to go and see my account. And then we are going to do three things. I'm going to talk about three things and then I'm going to show you my account. This is my Upwork account. For the last 10 days, we have been talking about Upwork mentorship. I've shown you how to start from zero and become a professional Upwork freelancer. I am a professional Upwork freelancer. I've been on the platform for close to 18 months now. And I've made like serious success on the platform, as you can see on the screen. I'm not doing this to brag or show off or anything. The purpose of this video is to inspire you guys so that you work very hard. And when you work very hard, this is the results that you're going to get. And also, I want to show you that some of the things that I've taught you, those are the things that I have applied and those things actually works. So look at my account. Now, if you look at my account, your account may not exactly look like mine, but you can see that I have made like serious, right? This is me. You can see that I have 100% job success score. I am a top rated plus freelancer. I have made $100,000 plus on this platform. What exactly this means is that the next time my number changes is going to be $200,000. So that's why you're still seeing it as $100,000. But actually in practice, I have made over $150,000. And I'm going to show you how that's translates. You are going to calculate for yourself. So you see, I've covered like 4,600 hours on the platforms. So I'm super excited about this video actually because I think it's going to change your life. Honestly, I believe that this video is going to change your life. So if you take your time to just watch through the video, this is going to change your life because I'm going to talk about the things that made me to be successful on Upwork. So as I show you, I'm not just going to show you numbers, but I'm also going to explain the things that made me successful. My work history here, you can see it. I just want to zoom a little bit more. So you can see the completed jobs that I've done. That there are 12 jobs that I've completed on the platform. As you can see here, it's 12. And then those that are in progress, they are 8 jobs that are in progress. Okay. So let's start with the completed jobs. All right. I want to zoom in a little bit so that you see the numbers. So the first one here is contract products and project manager for workshop service. This is like $5,680. So it's a $40 dollars per hour job. So you can go there. So let's put that in your calculator. Let's move on to the next. You have, this is $1,504. It's a fixed time. Then team lead for product managers, $73,000. Product manager or product owner for loan services, you can see this is $5,607. And by the way, guys, these are just the jobs that I got on Upwork that are not outside. I actually have jobs that I did outside of Upwork, just so you know. So there are jobs that I did outside of Upwork. This other one is $300, $1,700, $222, $50. So I'm going to move a little bit. These are my early jobs. In one of my videos, I was telling you those jobs where you are invited on the job. You did not apply for the job, but somebody invited you. So I did that. It was $6. So as you can see, I did not start as big as I am right now. I started very small. And you can see here, this is $25. I think that's the last job there that I've completed. So now let's go to the jobs that are in progress. These are jobs that I'm currently doing. And some of them are just projects that I'm managing, okay? This is product manager. This is a project which I have made like $1,175, $475, $10,716, $1,269, $1,838. This is $10,951, and this is $34,692. This is actually one of my longest clients. They are really a very good clients. Yeah? What we have done in the last 14 days, if you follow the step-by-step work that I've shown you in the last 14 days, here is what is going to happen in your account. You will blow up on Upwork, and that is exactly what I wanted to tell you. You are going to blow up. It is possible for you to blow up on Upwork, but let me show you so that you know that I'm not making this up. If you look at my jobs, now this is April. If you look here, this is April of 2021. Then you see I got a job which is $25, which is a fixed job. And then on May 11, I got another job, which is $6, right? May 11. And then July was crazy month. So I got a job, which is $50. This was like a job, which, it was actually a test work, right? That I did. So July 11, I got one job. July 12. So July 12, I got another job. July 1, I got another job. So within July, you can see that I got like 3 jobs, right? July 9, I got another job. This is crazy. Moving on to August. So what I'm saying is, you can see consistently within the same month of July, I got like 3 or 4 jobs. I don't remember, but I was naming those jobs, right? So I think 3 jobs or 4 jobs, right? Consistently. Why? Because I kept applying and I kept doing those things that I told you about. That is being consistent, being active on the platform, create a digital presence. So now to the real deal, why I succeeded on the platform. Why did I get so much success on the platform? Why was I so successful? Well, the reason is simple. I put in the work, guys. That's the only reason. That's the only way you succeed. The things that I've talked about. First of all, make sure your profile is 100% complete. Do your portfolio. Put your bio. Work on it continuously, right? Search for the appropriate jobs and then keep applying. Work on Upwork as if you are living on Upwork. When I started, I was literally living on Upwork. I was there every day and I was present on the platform. So when you send me an invite, I will answer you in less than 5 minutes. Second, I created a method. I carved a method for myself on how to write proposals. This is really important, guys. I have mentioned this countless times. There is no way you can copy somebody else's work and you think that, oh, that is going to work for me. It's not going to work for you. You have to carve your own method, how to write proposal. You have to be good at it. Thirdly, you have to know how to communicate with clients. I have talked about this in other videos. If you have not seen this, go and watch the entire mentorship program. Be patient. In fact, what amazes me is that a lot of you guys, you are following me, you are just picking and choosing, all right? Pick and choose the videos. You don't want to watch the rest of the videos. You don't want to be patient. You don't want to spend time, and you want to be successful. I find it very, very funny, because if you want to be successful in anything, you have to be good at it. You have to be the best. And that is what I did for myself. I worked on myself. So that's why you see me getting all of these jobs. This job did not come because I was just looking around, or I was running around, or chasing all sort of things. No, I am good at Upwork. I know it and I feel it in my bones, guys. I know I am good at Upwork. I know how Upwork operates. I understand all the ins and outs. And that is why I'm successful. So if you want to be successful, I don't want to waste your time. If you want to be successful, put in the work. Thank you for watching. See you on the next one. Getting a job on Upwork is not the easiest thing to do. However, there is something that you can do that can set you apart. Today, we are going to talk about the 5 specializations. These are the most general specialization of which, if you understand how to use them, you can land yourself a job as quickly as possible. And guess what? The last specialization I'm going to talk about, you will see the number of jobs this specialization gets, and it will blow your mind. You can simply get a job, even if you are not within that specialization, because the specialization is so general and so simple that anyone can apply for a job within that specialization and get that job. So if you are like me, very curious, and you actually want to start your Upwork freelancing career, stick around so that we talk about these 5 specializations, and then I can show you, I'm even going to show you the numbers so that you see how these numbers show on the platform. So let's go to my screen and let's check it out. I am currently in my account, and I want us to take a look at this specialization one after the other, because it's very important that you understand that there are specific specialization within Upwork that can really help you start off or kickstart your career. You don't need to go to this high-end specialization. You can start with any specialization, and luckily Upwork actually make provisions for that, for you to be able to create multiple specializations instead of just sticking to one. In previous videos, this is the 12 of this Upwork series, wherein we provide some mentorship for you guys so that you understand how to use Upwork. So today we're going to talk about this 5 specialization, which is cool. So the first one that we want to talk about is content writing. Think about it. Content writing is one of those things that are really, really important right now. Everybody is online. Everybody is becoming a content creator, right? But not all content that is out there is really good. Not all content is actually exciting to read. Not all content is actually interesting for somebody to listen to. So all of these content creators are struggling to create content. So most of them, they come to Upwork and they want to hire somebody who can write content. And the good thing is there are a lot of tools out there that can help you to write great content. ChatGPT is there. If you know how to use that tool, it can write you professional content, but you have to know how to use it. If you give it garbage, it gives you garbage. You have to know how to use the tool. So let's take a look. I have entered the keyword there, content writing. If you come to this side of the screen, let me just zoom in there. So this side of the screen, this is content writing. Now you can see how many entry jobs are we looking at. We have 1,743 jobs that are just entry jobs. Intermediate is 9,000. And the expert level is 4,000 jobs. All right. This immediately should send some signals into your brain. Let me explain to you how Upwork works. So when a job is posted on Upwork, what happens is that they have a period when that job will expire. So it will no longer be on this platform. So every job that you are seeing here is actually an active job on the platform, which means people are actually looking for people that have these skill sets. So content writing is a very, very special domain right now. So look here, email marketing assistant. So somebody who, what do you see here? If you look at the description there, you'll see that this is content writing, email marketing, email campaign, and so on, right? All right. And then you also look at Meta, Instagram ads, masters, media writing, and so on and so forth. Mostly content writing has to do with SEO. That is search engine optimization writer needed to improve website readability. You have freelancer content writer for this particular company. So you can see, if you keep on searching, you will see that there are a lot of jobs here for you. Content writing is a big area that you need to focus on. Next on our list is graphics design. Entry level jobs is 2,000. Intermediate job, we have about 17,000. Expert is 7,000. If you combine all of these, we are looking over 20 to 25,000 jobs that are currently available here looking for designers. So if you can do basic designs or you even know how to use Canva, this is a very good opportunity, something that you can start with. Logo design, graphics design, YouTube thumbnail designer, logo design for medical website, and so on. So you can look, let's say you select entry level. Let's just go there. Quick graphics design job. These jobs are here. Like, these are big opportunities. So the next job is web development or website development. It's not a field that is easy to enter, to be honest. But as you can see, the job level is so huge. 1,800 jobs. 18,400 and something jobs, and this is 11,000. Now, web developers, the field of web development is not something that is very easy to enter into. So I would not say it's a very simple area. It's a bit steep. I would say if you are not somebody who is familiar with how the internet works, one thing that you can learn quickly is WordPress, or maybe you can even learn how to use these web builders, right? It's quite simple if you go that route, but if you actually want to build some complicated web application, I will not say this is a very simple thing. You'll have to spend some time to learn. But within a month or 2 or 3, if you put in the work, it is possible for you to learn the skill sets. But these are skill sets that you can easily sell on Upwork. This next skill is really marketing. All right. This is marketing. Marketing is one of those skill sets. If you have that, man, you will be like a unicorn. If you know how to market, you can easily get jobs on Upwork easily. So look here, you have like 3,300 jobs here. You have 22,000 intermediates. Here you have 14,000. This is also an area, a domain that you can easily jump into. You just need to take a course on digital marketing. Even if you know how to use Facebook ads or you know how to use Google ads, there are courses even on YouTube, free courses that help you to get started. Even Facebook, they have courses, free courses that you can take to learn how to do digital marketing. Marketing is one of those things that people are looking for because everybody has a business online and they want somebody to market it for them. If you know how to use social media, if you understand how to make your post look really crispy, they are enticing, marketing will be something that you can try. Paid traffic and lead generation. This is also another field. You can learn how to do it on LinkedIn. You can learn how to do it in other media. Social media manager. So these are all lead generation. But now let me really blow your mind. The easiest specialization that you can easily enter into is virtual assistants. Virtual assistants is one of those fields where you don't even need to have a specialization. You just need to know how to use the internet. Now, let's say you know how to answer emails, you know how to create Facebook pages, you know how to create a LinkedIn page or any social media platform. If you have that basic knowledge, there are some people who have a lot of documents. They just need somebody to organize this document into, maybe put them into an Excel sheet. Some people just need somebody to set their calendars. When they have an event, they can just drop it to you and then you set up on a calendar. You can set up appointments and so on. So virtual assistant is somebody who can just assist maybe a CEO or somebody who is doing something online, and then they can assist them. It's a pretty competitive area, but you can see there are so many jobs here. You have like 1,100 jobs here. You have 3,000 for intermediate, and then you have 1,000. If you are somebody who is really keen to becoming a freelancer, one area that you can easily enter is virtual assistant. Look here, our small team is searching for a general virtual assistant for an ongoing relationship. Now you can read here, be careful with some of these people, but most of these people will definitely pay. Virtual assistance is needed here as well. So what I want you to do is basically go through some of these jobs, see the job description and see which areas that you need to improve. You improve on them, and then you can come and try to apply for this. Sometimes you don't need to spend too much time trying to sharpen your skills or trying to become an expert in an area. You just need to begin with $5, with $2. But when you start, what you need to do is to develop your skills quickly so you can become an expert in that area. Maybe you can just stay with virtual assistant. It's a competitive area, but it is the simplest area that anyone can get into. Thank you guys. I'll see you in the next one. It is possible for you to go from $0 to $10,000 per month on Upwork. Other people have done it. I have coached people who have done it, and also I have done it. But for you to do that, you have to understand two things and then do one thing very well. So basically, three things. You need to know three things. The first two things are things that you need to understand. The last thing that I'm going to talk about in this video is something that you need to know how to do. You don't just need to understand it, but you need to know how to do it, and you need to do it very well if you want to go from $0 to $10,000 per month on Upwork. And it is possible. My name is Jessica Ma. I'm a full-time freelancer on Upwork. I'm a professional product manager and I'm providing mentorship for people. So if you stay up to the end of this video, I would be grateful. Thank you. So let's go. The first thing that you need to understand is your ability to become a freelancer. What kind of abilities do you need, or what kind of capabilities do you need to become a freelancer. You need to understand this very well. Let me give an example. If you want to become a freelancer, there is a package of things that you need to have for you to become an effective and efficient freelancer. Number one, you have to be competent. Any client who hires you, they are looking for a competent person. There's a lot of people asking me, Jesse, why are you so successful on Upwork? And I try to explain this. And most people struggle to understand why I am successful. They think they don't understand these things that I'm going to explain. And that's why I decided to make this video, because I want you to understand this. So the first thing that you need to know is, what capabilities do you need to become a freelancer? You need to understand that. So the first thing is technical competency, right? You need to be technically competent within your domain. If you say you are a virtual assistant, for instance, you have to know the tools of that trade. Next, you need to be competent in managing or using those tools. The next thing is you have to be knowledgeable how to manage calendars, how to manage emails, how to be a social media manager, and all of those things. So it depends on what kind of virtual assistant are you. Are you a general virtual assistant? Are you a social media virtual assistant? Or are you a project assistant? So it depends on which area you are, but you need to have those capabilities. In addition of those capabilities, the most important one is communication. Can you communicate effectively? You don't have to. Now, this is also the other mistake that most people make. Most people think that when you say communication, you need to speak perfect English. No. For instance, myself here, I am not an English person. I have my own local languages that I know how to talk. I try to speak English. I try to communicate in English as best as I can, right? So I don't feel ashamed to communicate in English. I try to pass on the message. I try to participate. So I don't see myself as somebody who is perfect in English. I don't really care whether I speak English as is correct or not. My interest is I want to communicate with you as long as you can understand what I'm saying. And that is it. So effective communication means that the next person can understand you, what you're saying. And if they can understand what you're saying and you are able to interact with them, then that is a thumbs up. The next thing is your responsiveness. How quickly can you respond? Some people, when you send a message to them, it will take maybe a day or two before they respond to that message. And that is not an effective way of communicating, especially if you want to become an effective freelancer. Anyways, I don't want to go deep into that. If you want to learn more about effective communication and how you should do it to keep clients engaged, watch my other videos. All right. So technical capabilities is one of them. The next thing is flexibility. You need to understand what does flexibility means as a freelancer. So most people, they have the misunderstanding that when we say flexibility is about, okay, I can work as a freelancer today. I can work from my house. The next day, I can work anywhere, or I can travel the world, and so on and so forth. That's what they normally think that's what freelancing is all about. Yes, to be honest, that's part of it. But the other flexibility that you have is the flexibility to scale. You can scale rapidly. Let me explain what that means. So I can decide to work for a client. I will be hired. Maybe a client will hire me for 20 hours per week. Within a week, I can also look for another client. So I have now 2 clients. Maybe combining the hours of those clients, maybe I'm working like 50 hours. But then I can look at my time. If I think that I am really competent and hardworking and focused, then I will do one thing. I would increase the number of clients, right? I can have a third client. Now, if I have a third client, now I have to look at my ability to manage these clients. I need to know how many hours does client A needs that can satisfy all of their requirements. Likewise, client B, client C. So you can scale. You have the flexibility to scale. And if you can scale very well, then it is possible for you to go from $0 to $10,000 per month. However, for you to do this, you need to know how to do the next thing that I was talking about. So which is self-manage. You have to be disciplined enough to understand how to manage yourself. That is where most freelancers go wrong. They think that since they are freelancers, they can do anything that they want. They can behave anyhow that they want, and it still will work. The clients will still be happy. No, your clients are not stupid. They want somebody who is competent, someone who is reliable, someone who knows what they are doing, that can self-manage properly. So if you have 2 or 3 clients that you are managing and you need to respond to them, firstly, you must know where the communication was and what to do next. All right. So some people will even mix up the communication. The message that they should send client A, that's the message they will send to client B, and so on and so forth. They start creating chaos for themselves because they lack self-discipline and self-management. They don't know how to self-manage. And if you don't understand how to self-manage, how to manage your time, how to manage multiple clients, how to communicate and manage multiple communication, that becomes a problem. And that's how your career will die before even it begins. If you've watched up to this level, that means you are one of those people that are really serious and you want to scale as a freelancer. It is possible. This is how other freelancers have done it. How do you solve this problem? By creating a system. You have to create a system. If you have 3 clients, how do I manage this client? Create a system that helps you to be able to manage all of these clients. One thing that I've seen a lot of people do is to hire assistants. They will get somebody who is assisting them. Assistants in the sense, say the person is not going to do your job, but they are going to help you to manage other things, other part of your work. All right, other things that you do. For instance, maybe they can manage your calendar, they can manage other things. All right, even they can do some research for you. So you have an assistant, you create a system where the assistant understands what you're doing, and then they can help you do those other things that will take your time. So you pay that assistant. But if you compare it to what you're making, let's say for instance you are making $20 from this particular job, then you decide to pay your assistant $5 per hour. They can work for you and dedicate that time to work for you, and then they can take off some things that can take your time. Then you'll be able to manage those 3 clients and just focus on them. So self-management and creating a system that helps you to manage yourself properly can help you a lot to scale as a freelancer. And then when you scale at that level, the next stage is for you to create an agency so that you can scale even more and make more money. By the way, guys, I think this is the best advice you can ever get from any experienced freelancer. So if you watch up to this high level, thank you very much, and then see you on the next one.